Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's a Friday edition of R&R in the Morning. You are on San Antonio Sports Star. We break into your regular scheduled programming as we do every Friday. For head coach Mike McCarthy of your Dallas Cowboys, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're expecting his entrance soon. Cowboys head into Week 18, Game 17. NFC East is clinched.
A weird spot to be in because, Arizona game is over. Philly game doesn't matter. Coaches don't look ahead. That's all.
Never.
We're right now we're worried about Philadelphia Eagles. So it's a weird spot to be in, but we're here.
On top of that, we're speaking to Coach on a different day in the football calendar.
On his calendar, right? Yes.
On his calendar, because today is actually Saturday in his football world as they prepare to play for it is a Saturday in the football world as they get ready to play tomorrow night. Saturday, you can catch the game right here on San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Ewell Kubota, AA Best Bail Bonds, as always. I think the idea of them playing Friday or Saturday night, you think they're going to end up playing Saturday next week?
I think I want you to ask him that. I definitely want you to ask him that.
Because it seems like that would be the appropriate thing to do. If I was a coach that was getting ready to play a playoff game and I knew the team I was playing against got an 8-day start instead of a 7-day start, I would have a bit of a problem with that. So I would think that maybe they get the Saturday run. But we'll ask him that and many other things, as COVID is going to play a major role in this weekend and the playoffs going forward. It's early in the morning. I'm not sure exactly when they get the results. By our experience, though, Rudy, we found that they get them right about 7 a.m. As Coach got his result right as he was getting off with the air with us a month or so back.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I'm eager to hear when you actually find out what the early tests look like, because that could play a huge role in this weekend. And so many questions that go into a game that means so much and so little all at the same time.
It means something because they're creatures of habit and you want to make sure you stay in your routine. But at the same time, it's you want it to be controlled chaos. Yes, you want to go out there. You want to play intense. You want to play hard. You want to execute. And you want to play the right way. That was been embedded in our heads in San Antonio. But at the same time, you want to get out healthy. Like, you already have COVID, just like this dark cloud of COVID hanging over the stadium. You don't want to compound that with a random injury. So it's a tough spot to be. Like, you work so hard to get, to where a week 18 won't matter, but at the same time, now you're dealing with, okay, how do we approach this?
I would much rather be in this situation. I would much rather not be coaching for the season this week.
That's true.
I'm in the world of a delay is a win in most every circumstance. So if I can put off the imminent one more week so I can have some fun, I'm all for it. And this is also an opportunity. We'll ask Coach about this, to play football in different environs. It's cold outside. It's cold in Philadelphia. It's going to be a different kind of feel for a Dallas Cowboy dome team, and that's going to play a huge role in the playoffs. This is a team that have been told is built for this kind of weather. This will be an opportunity to kind of practice what you're going to have. And I'm curious about the offense you run. Do you change your strategy in the cold? How do you prepare for the cold weather? All that plays a role.
It's supposed to be 20. Supposed to be 20 at Philly Saturday night. And if the road to the bowl leads through Lambeau, it's a good way to start off.
I completely agree with that. Not being, I was a basketball player. I played at cool gyms.
They haven't played a cold game this year.
Not that I know of, but in your experience, how much did you played soccer?
Yes.
Cold weather games versus warm weather games.
The winter. It started in the winter, and it was different, man, because we would start our practices over Thanksgiving holiday, and it was cold, and then we're playing into January, and sometimes coach is in a good mood and he says, hey, we're wearing long sleeves, and then sometimes somebody asks, hey, coach, we wearing long sleeves, and he gets pissed and he says, no, we're not. Stop worrying about the cold and start worrying about Churchill. That's what he would say. That's what he would say. So it's tough, man. We're Texans. We're Texans, and that weather drop, your warm up, you got to get to the field a little earlier. You got to warm up better. It's a whole different thing. Again, I'm not comparing myself to Dak Prescott, but it's different. So yeah, it makes a difference for sure. You basketball guys don't know anything about that. Yeah, bus to the gym.
Sometimes it's cold walking from the bus to the gym. Sometimes it's cold walking from, but other than that, you might face a cool gym. You might face one that kind of makes your chest burn just a little bit when you run out on the court.
Or you may face
I never
the
had
Spurs
my eyebrows freeze. I never could see the snot frozen onto my face like I've seen football players.
Or you may face the Spurs and they turn the AC off and make LeBron cramp up.
Well, there is that. But everybody grew up playing basketball in a place we called the sweat box. Everybody had a place that you would go play that was just unbelievably hot. Sometimes you went because you wanted to practice in that heat. Sometimes it was the only place where the games were going. So that's why true ballers, when LeBron went down, everybody just went, come on, man.
Yeah. I remember there was rumors that the Celtics used to do that in the Garden, and Larry Bird's they would turn the heat up on teams. So it's not like the Spurs did something that was just brand new. But
as we await Coach McCarthy's unending interview up there in Dallas, what the hell's going on up there? Then go knock on the door, sir.
He missed him. He hadn't talked to them in 2 weeks either.
Well, I hope he hadn't forgotten about us. As we, it's worth the top.
$49 tacos.
I mean, we got tacos outside.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. This is different coming on at 6:50 though. It's weird. It's been a while.
We got Carolina T coming. Let's go ahead and go to break, and we will restart this as soon as we get the coach available to us. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's our first week back. Welcome to 22. But we'll be right back. We expect Coach Mike McCarthy to join us next year on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Let's go! The national championship game is Monday night. Hi, I'm Jason Minix.
I'm Joe Reinagel, and we're taking the Blitz on the road for the title game. Join us from 4 to 7 at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road.
Of course, there is no better place to watch the game than at the Roo Pub. So pregame with the Blitz. Meet Joe Reinagel, and we're going to stick around and watch the game.
Hey, the Blitz with Jason Minix and me, Joe Reinagel, Monday at the Roo Pub for Bama versus Georgia.
We'll see you at the Roo.
I know you've been waiting a little bit longer than normal.
Jen's manicure spot needs an extra pair of hands.
Who's at the front desk right now?
Someone who's handy with everything from nail files to spreadsheet files.
Deidre's not coming in today, but we have that whole bachelorette.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Don't you just love the smell of old books? Shh, this is a library. Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
It really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code RACE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code RACE for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code RACE.
America's best high school football players are coming to Texas. It's the All-American Bowl on Saturday, January 8th at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Trevor Lawrence, Ezekiel Elliott, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the best of the best at the All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by H-E-B. 2 exciting games for $10 in the lower bowl. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Small businesses are the backbone of America. Yet when it comes to workers' comp insurance, you rarely get the savings you deserve. That's because insurance companies tend to lump you in with other businesses, and you can get overcharged. At Pi Insurance, we're on a mission to change that. With Pi, you get a quote specific to your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. If you like savings, take 3 minutes to see how much you could save at trypi.com. Pi makes workers' comp insurance as easy as pie, with friendly representatives just a call away. No wonder customers rate our service excellent on Trustpilot. You work hard to build your business and keep your employees safe. You deserve more from your workers' comp provider. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote today at trypi.com. That's trypie.com.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is R&R in the morning, a Friday edition.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, Robster?
I'm sitting comfortably in the kitchen. How are you this morning?
In the kitchen. I'm lovely. We made it to Friday.
We've made it to Friday, and boy, it's been a weird, long week. We're not going to have McCarthy this morning. Technical difficulties have blown up in our face. So as we deal with things that are headed completely out of our control, we'll get McCarthy on as soon as possible. I hope they enjoy our tacos. We had tacos. Tacos are for these were playoff tacos too. We're going to make sure that they enjoy them. But hey, sometimes things happen, and like me not being able to see on our StreamYard. This is Friday. I walked out this morning. I knew it was going to be cold. I didn't know it was going to be cold.
What do you mean? You didn't? Yeah, 30 hits different. 30 hits a lot different. Yeah, and 30 is a little bit different.
I have to get up and take my dogs out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you turned upside down there for a second. That was awesome. I hope all of our early birds got to see that. And if I could do that for the entire show, I would do that for the broadcast. I would be broadcasting upside down. But I walked out this morning. I have a variety of robes. I didn't have the right robe on. And by the time I opened the door, my dogs are gone. I mean, it's a charge into the darkness. And I'm afraid
what do you mean?
Go in.
Did you have on your satin robe and not your thick robe?
I had my little kimono on, my little, the wife's dress. She'd been gone for a bit. No, I was in my normal like flannel robe, and I have a huge, like big to my feet, big thick robe.
Versace? Is it Versace?
No, I don't know what it is. It's just really heavy. It looks like something Ric Flair would wear. So it's so long it almost drags behind. Which, by the way, ever seen that show $1 Million Idea? I have a $1 Million Idea that involves robes. But anyway, so I had the wrong robe on. I walked outside, and the wind blew everywhere.
Oh, everywhere.
My voice is just now coming back
to life.
I was call Lola.
Lola, get back in here. Hurry up. Y'all cut it off.
Ooh.
Cut it off. Yeah, I went out to bring my trash can in, and it was you and Pledge let me know. Like, Pledge, what time Pledge get up? Like 4? He said it was 30 when he went. When I went out there, it was about 33. So
I can't see the thermometer by the testicular intake uprise. I'm going to go by the testicular. You know how
what?
You know how things kind of like jump back in when it's cold.
Yeah.
It's like, by the we call it the uprise level. I'm going to go with about 28.
Yeah, because the wind was blowing.
Woo,
that wind
boy.
cutting up out there. So, hey, but you're able to go in and out. You're not playing a game in it. You're not out there for 60 minutes.
No, I'm not. And the Cowboys are. That means something for a lot of things. I think McCarthy has known from the beginning. He came from Green Bay. He knows the home field advantage that place offers, and he knows Green Bay's about to get it all the way through. So to get where they want to go, they're going to have to put on a coat. And this weekend, it's going to be a kind of a good test for that. And it's going to be interesting to see Kellen Moore's offense. He's a Boise State type. He understands what it's like to throw in inclement weather. We're a bowl football team, a dome football team coached by cold weather coaches. So let's see if they can inculcate that idea into the winter football that really goes down to what so many of us have been talking about anyway. Run the freaking football, use the play action to get those receivers that are now whining about touches their balls. Seems pretty basic to us.
My only question is this. Are they flying their own bench in again?
Of course.
Like they did with Washington. No. See,
you got
Washington
to keep doing that now.
Really? Well, it seems like a pain in the butt to have to do. I mean, Jerry don't have to do it himself. It's not like they're loading it. I mean, it's not like the players are carrying it. But see, I thought they did it for Washington because Washington benches the last time they were in Washington didn't work. So they're like, you know what? And then Washington tried to do it and it blew up in their face and they got beat 56-14. Dude, yeah. So I wonder if they're taking their own benches to Philly.
I think you kind of set the precedent. Don't you kind of have to now? I mean, I know that Jerry's hurting for some money. I know that that might be cost a little bit extra, but if they find the money in the couches, maybe they should go ahead and send those things because it seems to have been a good luck charm. Was there on the Kansas City Chief bench this weekend? Did a coat catch on fire from one of the heaters?
Are you serious? Did that happen for real, Pledge?
I sent y'all the audio.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce were having a ball with it. They thought like a bird got sucked into the heater and because the feathers from the jacket were all like everywhere.
I did not know that. I didn't even know that. I watched most of that game, but I didn't even know that someone's coat caught on fire. Those benches must be warm.
Oh, yeah, I would assume.
They'll probably have them set at about 80, 75, 80.
That is such a shock to the system to go out and have to do, the only time I'm ever in really cold weather is hunting or skiing.
Right.
And then both of those, I can put on enough layers of clothes to where I can do okay.
Well, see, this is the thing with the football game, though. You have to see. Tom before Tom, I think it was Bledsoe, the scuba. Tom wears the scuba gear under his uniform. The thing about it is if you're a receiver, you're a DB, while you want to be warm, you still want to be able to move. You don't want to be looking like the kid from Christmas Story. You know what I mean? So you can't put
that's how I go.
You can't put on too many layers. So you have to have the big coat and the warm bench because you want to be out there still be able to cut. You want to still be able to shake a brother off. So they're not going to go out there like Christmas. Now Tom can wear a scuba suit. Tom's not moving. Tom sits in the pocket. He may dance a bit in there, but Tyreek Hill or, Amari Cooper, you still got to be able to run a 4.4, 4.3. And you can't do that with 6 layers.
And
That's
for me, I think my temperature runs a little hot anyway. But what I hate about playing outside in the cold like this is the hot, cold, where you get out, you work up a sweat, and then you go back and you're just standing and waiting, and the wind blowing, and you're damp from the sweat. That's what that's what kills you right then.
For me,
I don't adapt very well. My temperature doesn't fluctuate like that.
If my hands are warm, I'm Gucci. If my hands are warm, I'm fine.
They say your hands in your head. If you keep your hands in your head,
my hands are warm. I'm good, man.
They're
good
lying.
with the cold. I know they got the little hand warmers. I used to use them at golf. When I first started playing golf, now I don't do it. But when I first started playing golf, I would play in anything because I was just in love with it. And I would buy the hand warmers and I'd use them. Now, like if it's going to be 30, I'm like, dude, the golf course isn't going anywhere. I'll play in a couple weeks. But before I used the hand warmers, I'd be out there all layered up. It was crazy. The stuff rain, it didn't matter. Now I'm like, nah, I'll wait.
We all went through that stage. And I remember more than once being at name your course, and always a city course, on a Saturday morning, and being the first or second four off, and my ball landing on the green, and you could see the line where the ball rolled and picked up the ice. You know what I mean? You're the first one on the green of the day, and there's that ice line right down there. I finally did that and realized, what the hell am I doing? Why am I here? This game is not that fun. All I do is aggravate myself, and now I'm cold.
Speaking of, Rob, we never talked about it on there because we were off. So my buddy has his annual tournament, his annual golf tournament, Piggly Wiggly tournament out Olympia Hills. And I was like, you know what? Let me hit Pledge up. See if Pledge wants to play.
Uh-oh.
I take
Pledge
Pledge
is your
out
ringer,
there.
Man. You didn't.
Yeah,
did you,
take Pledge
you
out
didn't
there.
warn them, did you?
Well, I told them that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring my, you know me, you know how I know how to hype stuff up. I'm gonna bring my producer. I don't say my friend. I make myself sound more important.
I'm not a friend. I'm just a
bring
producer.
this young kid out and do him a favor. He didn't get out much.
I'm bringing my producer, and I caught myself introducing him like that, like to the first person. And I was like, yo, this is my boy Pledge. The first person I introduced him to, I was like, this is my producer. I was like, dude, you sound like a douchebag.
Big time.
You sound like a freaking douchebag. This is your friend James Pledge.
This is my personal
I've got a producer that I take with me everywhere I go. He produces my entire life.
He's gonna be getting some footage, fellas. Don't just ignore the camera. You know what I mean? So I take Pledge out there. He immediately starts hitting the ball damn near 300 yards, a couple times 300 yards, and he walks away with $200. Wins first place.
Well, yeah.
He tried to give me some money, but I wouldn't take it. I was like, man, you won that. Like, we're having fun.
I remember the first time I stepped out on the course with Pledge, and he was just kind of warming up, and then wham! I was like, what the hell was that? I mean, down the fairway, 250.
Yep.
Like, wow.
Draw with the draw.
Wow.
Don't leave the draw out. Don't leave the draw. Yeah, but see, I went in knowing, because y'all had already told me, I went in knowing like, oh, okay, this guy, he can go, you know. But yeah, he won $200 right off the rip. I'm like, damn.
You bought the beer though, right? I mean, you have to.
Well, I
share
bought
the
beer.
love.
I bought the
I'm
beer.
talking about winner.
Pledge? Oh, no. Dude, we were so hungry. We weren't thinking about beer after the round.
Yeah.
We just wanted, we were both just hunting for food.
Way.
Yeah, we were just both hunting for food. We didn't care. But yeah, Pledge is the real deal. He's definitely the real deal. So if y'all need somebody, hit him up. But you have to pay.
Yes.
You got to pay as a sports star.
Yeah, we're
you got to pay the rent too.
You got to pay my handler, Rudy J.
Yeah, we get 3%.
Dude, I can't believe I did that.
He's my producer. And James, you go, well, here's my caddy.
It was the first person I introduced him to. And like, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, yo, this is my producer. And I was like, why did you do that? You know, you ever just.
Well, the funny thing is, this boy hit him up. He was like, yeah, this is my producer too.
Yeah. I couldn't believe I said that. It was one of those moments I wish I could have back. It was terrible. I was like, sounded like Prince, like I was Michael Jackson or somebody. It's crazy. But yeah, man, Pledge is the real deal. Yeah, man, damn technical difficulties. No McCarthy. His meeting. He got in late on his other show, then his meeting got pushed up. It's one of those days.
Yeah. We'll get him.
We'll get him. He's got to come on right before the Philly game tomorrow. We're going to do a special.
Yeah, we're gonna pop in on him. We're gonna pop in on him. Did you guys see that the New York Times has bought The Athletic?
I saw it, but James Pledger sent that to us this morning, and I'm happy for The Athletic because it's one of those things in today's time, you know, asking someone to pay for your subscription isn't the easiest thing to do when information is free everywhere. So for them to get to the point where, you know, they scared the New York Times, like, you know, we got to get rid of these guys. Let's just buy them out. I'm happy for The Athletic, whoever runs it. We all have friends that work for The Athletic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The way that they handle their talent, but their business model was tested when COVID hit, and, you know, a lot of these sites were pay, and The Athletic kind of opened their gates. They gave this stuff away free for a little while. And everybody that, you know, they gave it away. You got a free password for a month or 2 or 3 months. I forget what it was.
Right.
You know, I've always been a follower of The Athletic, quite frankly, just for business purposes. I needed to read and catch up. And I don't think a lot of people were. I think a lot of people were accustomed to a couple of their podcasts, but really didn't have the subscription to the written word. But they found that it worked. Once the subscriptions were up, people stuck with it, and the value was shown. The pay per the pay sites, there actually is some value to it, and you can see by the Times picking them up right now.
Pledge, what day does Joe and Jason have Machado?
John Machado?
Machado.
He's on Fridays, actually.
So they got to ask him if he got a raise. Like, hey, did you get any of that?
Did he look kick?
John, I need Jason or Joe to ask him, hey, that $550 million is. So are they the New York Times now, or they still stay the Athletic? It's just the New York Times owns them.
I'm sure the Athletic brand will live. The Athletic brand will remain, I'm sure. I'm sure the Times logo will be a part of that. They might have something underneath the banner, but the Athletic, the name has value. So I'm sure they wouldn't add the Times to that, because there's also a connotation with the New York Times, good or depending on
what side of the fence you're on, right?
Yes, and the Athletic doesn't have that.
Yeah. So John, I know Jason will ask him too. Hey, dude, $550 million, and that get kicked out to you. And I love talking to John. When we did the Blitz one day, I could have talked to John about the Cowboys, literally, and it's tough to, want to talk to somebody for an hour. I could have talked to John for an hour. He's really good at what he does, man.
He's part of that circle of about 5 dudes that run the beat of the Dallas Cowboys that truly know 75% more than they print.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And Jason's got 2 of them on.
Yeah, I mean,
Slater?
Slater's the other.
Slater.
And it's funny, because of the relationships they've built with the team and their individual personal sources and all that, there's so much that when you're just around them, that you talk to them in conversation, you start realizing these guys know a lot more than you'd think.
See, it's good to be around those people when you're at the bar.
Yes.
Because, it's off the record, and they end up telling you stuff that they're not supposed to.
It's B-roll for the radio types.
Right, B-roll.
It builds the platform for where we bring our opinions.
And as you're talking about, what day the Cowboys will play next week when they start, Jane did not believe that Saturday was a thing. She reminded us that there is a Monday night game.
Truth.
So the Cowboys could be getting extra rest. Actually, Mickey
There's
Spagnuolo
a Monday night
also
playoff game.
Yeah.
Now think about this. Would you want after this Philadelphia game, which I would assume we're going to see the starters for just a little bit,
against Philly? Against Philly? Okay.
Yeah, and then you get another 8 days off. I don't know if that's a good scenario or not. I guess it would be. You're going to be fully rested and as healthy as you've been in months, but there is that concern that this was a team that was an offense that was kind of stuttering.
If COVID has got you against the ropes, you love it. If you're in a rhythm, you hate it.
But then what? If you're Jerry and you see 8 days off,
you love it.
Do you clear out that hotel?
What do you mean clear out the hotel?
Or do you utilize the idea that, men are I got to trust them as men and they're going to be focused on this. I'd rather have them dispersed so they never run into each other except in practice. I don't know
if I want everybody in the same place. With the way, with this variant that we're dealing with, and it's with this variant, you could be tongue kissing someone and not get it, and then you could be living your life the way you're supposed to and get it. So if we're all there at that one hotel and it does creep in, now I'm dealing with 20-something guys. So I don't think I bubble up with the way Omicron has been jumping person to person, because it's I don't know, it's different. I'm just speaking from what I'm reading, and it's different the way it transmits. So I don't know if I want all my guys sleeping at the same place and eating breakfast together and lunch together. I kind of like us separated just in case it sneaks in.
You're right. I think our thought process has changed on that. I think that unless you completely bubble, and to the extent that they, are rarely anybody in the same room at the same time, what's the point? So you might as well be dispersed.
Now,
and trust me, idea that go to games. What's up?
With the idea that they could possibly be looking at 8 days off, does that shift your focus in any way on how they treat this Week 17 game?
It would if I was McCarthy. If I knew that I was not going to play again until a week from Monday, and I'm playing Saturday night, I might play my starters a bit more. But
you know what though?
No, I don't. No, I disagree with what I just said. I'm going to take that back.
He said I disagree with what I just said.
I'm an idiot. I'm going to back off that one. Strike that. Remove that from the record.
Okay.
No, you come into the game with the very same game plan. There are certain things that you're going to have to be able to do when you play the next game, and I need to establish the fact that at least we have an idea we're headed in that direction, or that we can already do it. And I don't know what those things are, but you got to figure they're scouting the Cardinals, which they've got like a 78 or 93% chance of playing, that they're scouting, and they know these are the 4 things that either we didn't do, couldn't do, or didn't try to do, and we need to be able to do. And once I establish that I can do that with whatever semblance of defense I'm going to see against Philadelphia, my starters are gone, man. I don't need to risk anything else because, heck, half that team's already dealing with COVID. Who the hell knows what they've got going on when they walk on the field? So sometimes the less exposure might be a good thing. So no, I don't. Whether I'm playing Saturday, Sunday, or Monday next week, I'm playing this thing the same freaking way.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
Spurs got some COVID news late yesterday afternoon. Seems like everybody sat at the same lunch table, all tested, all came up positive. So we're going to be minus a Keldon. We're going to be minus a Derek, right? Derek he's part of that. Thaddeus and Devin. They're all out, including McDermott, who I believe is still out.
He was still out, right?
But we might get Lonnie back. Is that a thought?
Last I heard, they were putting him on a plane yesterday.
Okay, so we might get Lonnie back, but we know how they handle this as far as getting yourself back in shape and wind a little bit work. But long story short, we got the Sixers tonight who have won 5 straight, and we're going to show up with 9 dudes.
And Tyler Johnson.
And somebody else.
Anthony Lamb.
Anthony Lamb came out of Vermont. Yeah. Vermont, spent some time with Houston. Both guards. That's all I can tell you. That's really all.
The only Lamb I know is the kid that was out of UConn. Yeah, that's the only kid. That's the only Lamb I know.
Jeremy Lamb, not him. This kid came out of Vermont. I had to go Google him. Yeah, whoever put that up there, Joe. Keldon has been on slump, and Vassell has been moving. This is a terrible time for both those guys. One of them needs to break out of a slump. One of them needs to show that he can stack regular season games with consistent performances, and both of them are going to lose that opportunity for at least the next 5 days.
We'll see, man. Talk to Teague at 8:30. We'll see. How you doing? Everything good? You sure?
Everything's pretty good. I'm a little upset about our technical stuff.
Yeah, I've never seen you disagree with yourself.
Because we get into the esoteric thought processes of if you're a coach and all this, and esoteric, these broad.
I'm gonna take a shot to that. I don't know what that is.
Go ahead, turn that back. Tip one for me. The idea that we're discussing something much broader than just the very idea of a football coach coaching a football game. And if you put it in those parlances, like all this guy's doing is coaching the last game of the regular season before district play begins. That's what he's doing. At the end of the day, and every high school coach has had to deal with this. What do I do? This game doesn't mean much. We're playing a team that's good enough, but they're going to another playoff realm, so I need to be concerned. They do some things I need to be able to stop, like this. Philadelphia's rushed for over 100 yards, like 8 consecutive games.
They're the number one rushing team in the league.
11 consecutive games over 100 yards. So I know this is going to be a good test for anybody on my defensive front 7. I know that this is going to be a game. So I was going to be rotating bodies anyway.
Yeah, they average $160 on the ground.
And this is the kind of thing that if you don't stay ahead of, will bite you in the ass. I mean, if you get behind the Eagles, you're not going to catch up.
Yeah, but does it matter?
No, that's just it. So how do you address it? Well, I come in rotating guys. My starters are I'll wean them off to where they don't even see the second half. I can't let this thing get embarrassing. I can't let it get out of hand. And certainly Philadelphia would do everything they can, but they're shorthanded. So let's just try to get out with no injuries and no embarrassment, and maybe a win for our third stringers, our second stringers. That's my goal, whether I'm playing in 9 days or 7 days or 6 days.
Yeah. Well said.
Let's get you caught up on all the headlines. Carolina T will be here at 8:30 as we look forward to the Philadelphia 76ers and an ongoing road game minus all of our dudes. We got a championship game coming up on Monday we'll look pretty closely at. The USFL's got some coaches named. I think we'll look at that in our headlines. You might recognize a couple of the names. One from the San Antonio Commanders. That name might be in play for that Washington football team. Have you seen the Commanders are certainly one of the final three? Yes.
Commanders? Didn't know that. I haven't
Commanders
seen the
are
list.
in the.
Okay.
We'll get everybody caught up there. A&M quarterback has found himself a place to land in the SEC. Let's get everybody caught up. The headlines are due to you. James has got them. It's time for the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210.
Since you seem very eager to get to this headline, I'll go ahead and lead with it instead of M with it. But Todd Haley, Kevin Sumlin, Mike Riley, Bart Andrus were named head coaches for the USFL's first 4 teams they announced yesterday. Former Chiefs head coach Todd Haley will be with the Tampa Bay Bandits. Former A&M, Houston, and Arizona head coach Kevin Sumlin will coach the Houston Gamblers. Former San Antonio Commanders and Oregon State head coach Mike Riley will be the coach of the New Jersey Generals, and former CFL and NFL Europe head coach Bart Andrus will lead the Philadelphia Stars, with play scheduled to start this spring. The league has 8 teams with 10 regular season games scheduled to run from April 16th through mid-June. So 6 more teams still have to be filled.
What is it? Is this a spring league? Is this another spring league?
April to June.
And how many teams?
10.
4 right now?
8 teams, 10 games.
I hope it works. That's all I ask is one of these spring leagues to work. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying like go bankrupt. I'm just saying like, have some legs. Have 5, 6, 10 years. That's all I want this thing to do.
It will work. If
you sure?
Correct. I have no doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind. The Commanders worked. They worked. They had crowd appeal. They had local fandom. The broadcasts worked. They had some ideas that they had to implement that played very well in the bubble. They were broadcasting remotely. They were doing some things that just out of necessity before the bubble that became an absolute necessity in the bubble. So they were practicing some things that worked out. They just had ownership that ran out of money. They dreamed big and they worked big. I mean, when we would travel with the Commanders, it was like traveling with an NFL team. Private jets, nice hotels, catered meals, massage for all the guys. I mean, it was first class football. They probably could have cut back on that a bit and maybe saved a bit of money.
That's what I was going to say.
But the games were good. The talent showed. They were compelling. It will work. We know it will if there are pockets deep enough and commitment long enough.
Here's the thing,
we've got that.
In San Antonio, it worked because there was a need and a want for football. I look at the teams that they have here. Tampa Bay already has an NFL franchise. Houston already has an NFL franchise. New Jersey already has an NFL franchise. Philadelphia already has an NFL franchise. Right. Will it work in a town that already has high-level football? Or should they be looking what the AAF did, which is going to cities that didn't have NFL franchises for fan bases that were starved for something like that?
Well, there's going to be that ongoing argument. I think both sides have a good point. The positive part about going to, say, Tampa or you name all, or Houston, is those are football-savvy fans. They know football. San Antonio, football-savvy. We are the best-educated football city that doesn't have a professional football team in the country.
And I think you're also looking for cities that already have stadiums.
Yeah, stadiums. I mean, that plays a huge role. But as far as having an educated fan base that understands football, you've got a ready-made group. And, Tampa's a good example. They're football crazy now. They're champs. I think they'd eat up anything. I think they'd eat up any football they get a taste of. because it's hard to get a Tampa Bay Buccaneer football ticket, but I might be able to get a Bandit ticket. Still football.
Well said.
Headline 1.
What's up?
The man that shut down the NBA a couple years ago, Mr. Rudy Gobert, has once again tested positive for COVID-19, was placed on the virus-related protocols list. This is something that didn't exist when he tested positive on March 11th, 2020, the night that the NBA shut down for more than 4 months before they ultimately finished the season in a bubble in Walt Disney World. Gobert becomes the second Jazz player on the protocols list, joining Joe Ingles.
Only the second, which is miraculous. I mean, just miraculous. That this is only the second guy this season. We talked about that a bit ago. But what really struck me when I read this was it seems like ages ago that he was rubbing his hands all over the microphones. But it also seems like just last week. It doesn't seem, at the same time, it's hard to fathom that it's only been, it's almost 2 years. But at the same time, it could have been 5 years ago. You know, it seems like that far. How much has changed and how little things have changed all at the same time.
And yet, somehow, I'm still doing this on Zoom with you.
Yes, and we are still socially distant.
Yeah, I get since 2020, I get my years mixed up because 2020 was like half a year. So when I'm thinking about who won titles, I'm like, okay, who won 2020? You know, who won 2020? It's all like a big blur to me.
That was a pre-bubble mess.
Finally, Antonio Brown was officially released yesterday. He made statements on social media. He had screenshots. He kept receipts. But so did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they finally ended the Antonio Brown saga yesterday afternoon.
Antonio Brown's that crazy girlfriend that you break up with that lost their minds. There's retribution coming. He is just... You're paying the price for just knowing this cat now, just for being in the same room. He's throwing a hand grenade down in the middle of the room, and he's taking us all out with it.
Yeah, and, Bruce finally broke his silence saying, look, I went over to – Bruce is telling a different story. Bruce is like, no, he told me, yes, there's the text messages they have where he knew he was hurt. But he said that Antonio Brown didn't tell him he was hurt. Antonio Brown told him, I'm not going in because y'all aren't giving me the ball. And Bruce said, all right, you know what? You're done. Get out of here. So it just depends on who you want to believe. Yes, I know the Antonio Brown lovers are like, look, they have text messages where he told me he was hurt. That's not what's at debate for me. What's at debate for me was like, okay, did you tell him, hey, coach, I can't go because I'm hurt? Or did you tell him, hey, you know what, I ain't going back in, y'all ain't giving me the ball? That's what's up for debate. Everybody and their mama knew he was hurt. So
he told everybody he was hurt.
So his receipts mean nothing to me. To me, where are the boom mics? There's boom mics all over every NFL sideline. That conversation had to be picked up. I need it.
I saw Travis Kelce's jacket catch fire. I can't see Antonio Brown and Bruce Arians' reaction with one another.
Stop it, Phillip. They don't need him. Cedric Wilson is legit. They don't need Antonio Brown.
Well, the Cowboys are a little low on the crazy quotient.
Well,
we're running low on that. We haven't had
10 years ago. I'd entertain it. That era's over.
Now Randy Gregory's the kind neighbor. Used to, it was
I know, right?
The junkie that you wouldn't let in your house. Can't even come over. Take all of our stuff. Now he's the friendly neighbor. We need some crazy.
Greg Hardy was the last crazy. It's over.
Yeah, it's been a bit. No, we've had some crazy in between Hardy and them. Who was the cat that had the nipple rings? What was the defensive
David
line?
Irving.
David Irving.
That's
we had
normal.
Some crazy.
No.
Oh, no. David was out there, man.
Oh, okay.
David Irving was a different dude, man. Different.
There's
a reason he ain't in the league, and it ain't because he can't play.
It's because he had a weed farm, and now it's legal. David Irving got in trouble for weed, and now it's legal everywhere.
David Irving got in trouble for a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
It was interesting dude.
Wasn't David Irving the one where the news broke about his girlfriend and she called in during the golf tournament?
Yeah, we talked to his girlfriend after they'd had a fight on the lawn.
Yeah, there was some crazy.
On the Blitz? That was on the Blitz?
That was on the Blitz.
Yes. on the
That's
Blitz.
awesome.
That wasn't the highlight of my radio career.
Oh, okay. Well.
It's close.
I didn't know that.
Top 3.
Yeah.
We come back. Spurs got some tough news last night.
4-1-1 and a 2-1-0.
They will be minus half their team as they attempt to take down the mighty 76ers, who have won 5 straight and bring a Joel Embiid that seems to be playing MVP-level basketball. What are they to do? We'll look forward to a weekend of basketball minus most of our dudes. Don't forget Carolina Teague will join us at 8:30 for shoot-around as we get ready for the 76ers next. Some Spurs talk coming your direction. And listen to these fine sponsors. They're paying for this stuff. We'll be right back. You're on R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I'm James Pledger, and in the NBA tonight, the San Antonio Spurs return to action as they're in Philly to take on the 76ers, but they'll be down 4 more players due to COVID, as yesterday, Devin Vassell, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, and Thad Young all entered health and safety protocols. To help offset the losses, they added guards Tyler Johnson and Anthony Lamb on 10-day contracts. Tip-off for tonight's game between the Spurs and Sixers is set for 6. In college hoops, tomorrow the Texas A&M Aggies take on the Arkansas Razorbacks with tip-off set for noon from Reed Arena. The 14th-ranked Texas Longhorns hit the road to take on Oklahoma State tomorrow at 1, and the 25th-ranked Texas Tech Red Bears play host to 6th-ranked Kansas tomorrow at 3. Finally, in the NFL, the Cowboys return to action tomorrow as they take on the Eagles in Philly with kickoff set for 7:15. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
I need to be able to work from anywhere. So I need to have supplies, well, everywhere.
It's possible at Staples.
I need the same setup for my home as I have at the office, without twice the cost.
Also possible, because your local Staples store has the tools your business needs to get work done. Now get 40% back in a Staples store bonus when you buy any 2 ink or toner cartridges. Explore what's new at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 1/15, limit 2 in-store only. See staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details.
BetOnline.net still has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before as football continues its march through the College Bowl season and the Pro Football Playoffs. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all your sports info, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just football. BetOnline.net has up-to-the-minute info on pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, along with live real-time updates of current games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2022 season. BetOnline.net, where the game starts.
Find your next amazing getaway at the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs, every shape and size. Small pop-up campers to spacious motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and more from South Texas' best dealers. RVing will change your life. Fall in love with the unexpected joy of the No Limits RV lifestyle. Check out a free seminar. Never stop looking for your next big adventure. Discover RVing at the South Texas RV Super Sale, Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall, today through Sunday. Doors open at 10 a.m.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Yes, Ms. Tubbs. No problem. I'll call someone about the plumbing.
One of Beatrice's properties needs a new superintendent.
The custodial team is not...
Someone with handyman superpowers and a concierge alter ego.
Does anyone know any good electricians near Parkville?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
See the best of the best, the area's top high school senior players in the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by HEB. January 8th, 5 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. Current NFL pros Marcus Davenport and Josh Reynolds played here. It's the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football game following the All-American Bowl. 2 games for $10 in the lower bowl. On sale now at the Dome Box Office or Ticketmaster. Sponsored by HEB, the U.S. Army, Valero, University Health, Enzira, Thomas J. Henry, PM Group, Whataburger, and Frost.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star listeners, this is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Thanks to fans like you, you can now buy Kielbasa products just about everywhere. We hope you continue to enjoy our handcrafted, small batch smoked meats because we sure enjoy making them for you. So grab some today and let me know what you think. My number's on the back of every pack. Right by my promise that if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Hey, Carrie, we need that tax report by tomorrow. Hey, Bobby, give me that expenses.
For Hari's accounting firm, client growth is
I know
exponential.
we're a couple of accountants short.
He needs whip-smart accountants at whiplash speed.
Hey, so why aren't these receivables matching up?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to tap into human emotion, first with some music. Then in a serious tone, I'll say, save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. And even though it was about saving money with Progressive, we'll fade out the music so you know it was poignant. Wow, powerful stuff. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
A double shot of energy in the AM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
R&R in the morning continues. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. James Pledger in for Carl Schoening. He's in the hole. We expect him back on Monday. It's ironic. We were talking about the USFL announcing 6 of their first 8 coaches. Mike Riley taking over the New Jersey Generals franchise. 3 years ago today, we debuted as the radio affiliate for the San Antonio Commanders. There's a picture of showed up on my Facebook timeline.
It's 3 years ago today?
Today,
wow.
We announced that the Commanders were here and we were going to be their affiliate. There's pictures of us at the press conference 3 years ago. How short-lived it was.
And what Minix was the play-by-play on radio?
Yeah, Minix did their play-by-play for the radio affiliate. So short-lived.
Well, that was
a lot of fun.
That was about 3 weeks.
52 days.
Some total of 52 days of the regular season.
So when so take me back through that since it came up. Okay, so take me back through that. You're the affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
The first week we were hearing about guys' checks not going through, guys' checks bouncing. Take me through the weeks. Take me through when that went on till the day they called you and said, "Hey, we're folding," or do they even call you at all? How did that go?
It was
without giving away too much. I know it's like
things.
Okay, I know you can't say too much, but whatever you can say.
Everybody saw the writing on the wall.
Right.
I mean, we knew that the week one, everything was fantastic.
Okay.
But they were spending money that they didn't have, and they were living on credit. A lot of people were perfectly happy because keep in mind when the league began, they all came to San Antonio. Every team came and worked out, practiced here in San Antonio. This is where they all had their spring,
everybody,
their training. They used every football field in San Antonio. They rented out hotels. They put on their training camp here. We weren't their headquarters, but we were, for all intents, we were the springboard for the league. Well, they come and they build up these, and a lot got paid, but a lot didn't. These big hotel bills and all that, and then they break and they head back to their respective hometowns and they start to playing. And that first week, it wasn't the players that didn't get paid. It was like the everybody that had anything to do with the league, like Minix's check didn't get paid as an affiliate with the league.
Look at Pledge like I didn't get paid.
Pledge didn't get all the
the
staff.
pre and post host.
Yeah. All the staff types didn't get paid, but they ended up getting paid, but it was a hiccup. It took a day. And they said it was a computer glitch, but the fact of the matter is they didn't have the money, and he was robbing Peter to pay Paul. So they pay everybody. They move on for the next week, and now, by this point, things are getting desperate, and they're dealing with now a criminal element is involved with some kind of Bitcoin billionaire who backs out of the last-minute financing and got this
remember that guy.
Hockey guy who's really in it more for this app that was really created in tandem with the league that was really going to be the portal for gambling. So they started out before they could get the license and the ability for everybody to use it to gamble. You could accrue credits by picking the play, like whether they're going to pass right, pass left, or you can do all this on your app. And also all the players had these built-in these things that would help you follow on this app. But really a cool idea that was going to run in tandem with the league. It was going to be how you could gamble in game and get some insights to your team and all this other kind of stuff, which turned out to be the most valuable part of what the league became. So as the league collapsed, the only thing that was of any value was this app that turned out to be kind of, I think it's probably already outdated.
What up, JB?
So,
you know what's crazy, Rob? Considering, I'm just wondering now, I'm going back through it, and I guess the USFL can take a little bits and pieces from everybody and say, okay, this is what they did wrong, this is what they did right.
Right.
But why go, when you're a startup, why go luxury? Why be flying on private jets and stuff? Was it because you wanted it to feel? Why
I assume that. I think it was more of. I think it was a top-down issue. I forget the guy who was behind it, but his father was the producer with Monday Night Football. He was kind of born into football broadcasting life, and I think that he portrayed a bigger persona than what he had. So he couldn't. He acted like he had all this money, and funding wasn't going to be the issue. They had TV contracts already signed. They had access to pretty decent talent. They had everything that they needed. They just didn't have the kind of money he needed to back things up. So he couldn't come out and say, I've got all this, we're going to do it all, and then start shortchanging the players. It wouldn't have looked good. It wouldn't have looked right. He had to look like. So they had to back up what they were saying by what they were investing. So it was private planes, and you were fed on the plane, and it was, police escorts to and from, and the best hotels.
What?
Oh, it was
Are you
nice,
serious?
man. Yeah.
That's
it was the NFL life.
And the co-founder of the league was Charlie Ebersol, Dick Ebersol's kid.
So Charlie came in with this bigger than life persona with big names behind him, and he had great ideas, just didn't secure enough funding at the end of the day. So I think that was the primary lesson learned initially. And I do think that there's some value taken from what we were talking about, that the AAF realized, let's go to some big towns that aren't football towns, that are college football towns that understand the pro game. And because they follow college football, they'll know these guys. They'll have heard of them because they won't have spent a lot of time on an NFL Sunday bench. So it was a formula that worked for the most part. I mean, you have to get some traction. And San Antonio was by far the most successful as far as fandom, as far as following. I think that we played a pretty good role in that. We kind of really jumped in with both feet with the Commanders and covered them well, and it translated into 30,000, 40,000 in the stands, which we had regularly.
How did you feel, because you're the home of it, Rob? How did you feel? I know it feels like an interview, but how did you feel it went over on radio on the Blitz when y'all had to? Because you're the home of it, you got to talk about it. How did you feel like you're PD? Did you feel like it went well, like with the fan base? It did? Like people like hearing y'all talk about the Commanders?
It was it was a very Spursian thing. It was very immediately ours, and we focused the idea that this is our team. We're Cowboy fans, and we made a point of making sure that we understand the place in the world where the Commanders stand.
That's what
I mean, they're not the most important thing. We're playing football in March. I mean, how important could it be? But we wanted to make sure that everybody realized that this was a family affair, and the players were available. They're of the community. They're living in apartments next to you. That kind of stuff, and we adopted it very well. But San Antonio has a history of that. We adopt the Spurs. They're our family. We treat them like that. We're not mean to them. We don't pick on them.
UTSA the same
way. And I think that kind of relationship was fast. They adopted us. We adopted them pretty quickly, and it took off. The league failed not because of anything that happened in San Antonio by any stretch.
No,
now they left.
Agree.
They left unpaid bills. I'm responsible for the single largest write-off in our station's history because of that. Yeah, it was a devastating blow to a lot of people. A lot of good people lost their jobs. A lot of good San Antonio sports types that went in, heart and soul on this thing. And the sad thing was, we knew it was weird on the backside because, I wasn't in it. I was on the periphery. And that whenever that first check bounced, if you were inside of it, you bought the excuse, like, oh, is this a computer glitch? First time, we're new. But if you're on the outside, anybody who's ever been in business, and the very first time you're supposed to get a check, it doesn't come, the hair on the back of your neck stands up like, uh-oh.
Oh, Rob, I remember
10.
I was elsewhere. And I was like, this ain't good. I wanted it to work. I had my little Commander's hat. I wanted it to work. But when I hear a check bouncing week 1, I was like, we're doomed. I was like, we're doomed,
and, In hindsight, I think we should have taken it more seriously. But even, me, like I'm on the outside looking in. And I didn't get shorted a check. I didn't miss a paycheck like Minix did, like James did. I didn't miss one. And, it was easy to take the excuse because the money did come. It wasn't forever. It just took a day or two. And then bang them checks in. But anybody who's ever been in business, that first check, when it doesn't arrive on time and it's a squirrely excuse, you're like, uh-oh. File that away as warning sign number 1.
Hell yeah.
That we need to be very concerned. And then it just kind of rippled.
Dude, I derailed this. We were supposed to do Spurs, but when you brought up the memory and it was today, 3 years ago, I was like, I got to ask because y'all were in it. Like you were in the heart of it. Jason's flying around with the team. I was like, I got to ask because I was outside looking in. I didn't really know everything what you just told me. I'm just like, oh, these dudes ran out of money, but all the little bitty stuff that went on, I had no idea.
Yeah, I think, it was all done with the best intentions. I do think that Ebersol was naive, and he was dealing with money where in depths of which I don't think he was accustomed to dealing with. When you're dealing with international finance and Bitcoin millionaires and guys that are in other, it got a little squirrely. It got a little squirrely.
You can't, in our business, Rob, we know it. Like somebody, oh, we're working on this sponsor. Well, he seemed like to me, he thought he was going to have he was spending money he thought was going to come, and those people backed out. And then he's like, dude, I just ran up a bill at Trump Tower for $200,000 or wherever you're staying. But in our business, Rob, you can't count the money until it hits your account because people back out of stuff all day, every day.
So what happened to him is he essentially went to Frostbank, and they gave him a fair amount of money. And then Frostbank said, there's no more money here, man. We're looking at your business model, and we're a little concerned. So he went from Frostbank down to Joe's Signature Loans with a high interest. You can have the money, but the vig on this is going to be pretty heavy. So he started dealing with the types where the money in return was expected a little bit more quickly. And, it was just a different depth, and things just got out of hand. And then the sharks started circling, and they were starting to chase the true value. The only intrinsic value of that league was this app, which turned out to be not such an important thing after all, at least in that iteration. So then the sharks circled, and then and by that point, there were business interests that needed the league to fail. They were actively trying to get it to fail. It's one of those snowball things that everybody would be better off if they went under now. So
it's going to be a great 30 for 30.
You'd like to think that there will be one,
right?
But I'm just not thinking I don't think in the grand scheme of things, the ripple effect of what the Alliance League was rippled across the country. I think there were 8 cities that really paid close attention, and the rest of the country, it was a passing headline.
Right.
But for San Antonians, if there was an enterprising filmmaker, I would do something behind the scenes because it is a remarkable story in the pantheon of San Antonio sports history's collapsed NFL dreams. That's one of the better chapters.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
We're up against it. We get back. We were going to ask McCarthy this, and I'm just curious, what's your go-to meal? Well, we'll get to it. If you had to cook something, somebody coming over, that this is the one thing that I make well. I'm doing one thing. What would you make? What's your thing? We've heard salmon. I make a fine chili. What's your go-to meal? We'll look at. We got lots of Cowboys talk. The Spurs in the depths of the COVID fight. We got championship football on Monday, and heck, it's Friday. We'll try to keep it on the rails. It's R&R in the morning. You lucky devils are on San Antonio's San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The match is set. Number 3 Georgia will go head-to-head with number 1 Alabama in the College Football National Championship. Live Monday night at 7. Presented by Ewald Kubota on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
America's best high school football players are coming to Texas. It's the All-American Bowl on Saturday, January 8th at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Trevor Lawrence, Ezekiel Elliott, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the best of the best at the All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by HEB. 2 exciting games for $10 in the lower bowl. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. And for the past 27 years, I have represented people in our community who have been injured because of negligent drivers of cars, 18-wheelers, and company vehicles. I really want you to know that if you're involved in a collision, you need to contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. All you may know about an insurance company is what you see on television. If you have ever been forced to make a claim after being injured in an auto collision, there are no jokes, no geckos, no cavemen, no professional athlete endorsers. Just you against a giant insurance company that is represented by skilled adjusters and attorneys who have one job: pay as little as possible. If you've been injured in a collision, please contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. I, of course, want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com. That's all one word, alawyerforus.com.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code RACE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code RACE for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code RACE.
College basketball season is heating up, which means it's time for the Wendy's Wooden Watch. In 2002, I was honored to have received the John R. Wooden Player of the Year Award, which is presented to the country's most outstanding men's and women's player, who is also making progress towards earning a degree. This year, players like Chet Holmgren, Jaden Ivey, Nalissa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston are all vying for the trophy. So who will take it home? The 2022 John R. Wooden Men's and Women's Player of the Year Award is presented by Wendy's.
Only Wendy's serves a better breakfast with a better biscuit. Our hot buttery breakfast biscuits are loaded with a fresh cracked egg, cheese, and your choice of bacon or sausage. Did we mention the part where Wendy's biscuits are hot and buttery? Wendy's breakfast biscuits, hot and buttery. So don't take a chance with those other guys. Bet on a better breakfast with Wendy's bacon or sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Are you ready?
You know what time it is?
The NFL playoff picture is coming together.
Let's go have a day, huh?
Hear it unfold on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This is Carl Schoening on your home for Cowboys football, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It's R&R on a Friday. We'll try to hold it together.
Damn, I feel like deadlifting after hearing this.
Mm-hmm.
I need a drink, guys. I need a drink. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I haven't had a drink since Saturday. I haven't had a drink since Saturday. I need one. What's up?
You know, I myself have locked myself away. I've been contact traced. That's why I've been home all week. And waiting on a test result to come back. I'm not sick, but we're all we're so this has been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a week.
I need a drink.
You know, I know that Pop's had a hell of a week. I know that McCarthy's had a hell of a week. I think a lot of people have had a hell of a week. It's a hell of a beginning to the year.
I'm having a hell of a week.
I mean, just a hell of a week. It's one of those kind of stumbled out into the early part of the morning, first week of the year, kind of the cold gray light of dawn. This has been. I need a drink too. I need.
Can somebody bring me a drink?
I mean, this
Can
has
I
been
DoorDash you
the
one?
sad thing about it is, we debuted Joe Reinagle.
I know.
This is one of the biggest things to happen to sports talk radio ever in the history of this city. This is a big deal. I can't even leave the house to go enjoy it. You know, I haven't been able to be in the same room with those boys.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that I'll infect us all, but I don't know if I'm sick or not because I can't get my results back. No, I don't. I don't have.
No, you don't have COVID.
But the fear was, I mean, you have to be realistic about this. And
yeah, especially with Omi. Omi's a sneaky little bastard.
I'll tell you,
Omi?
Omi's a sneaky little bastard.
And then, what did we hear? The flu Rona? What the hell is this?
Yeah, so Cali has these long lines. Cali's up to like 26,000 positives. Well, in one of their drive-through lines, they're saying, and I don't know how they even come up with this. They're saying in California, they got their first positive on flu Rona. They said COVID and the regular flu had a baby. And that baby, they named her Flurona. She was 6 pounds, 13 ounces. 6 pounds, 13 ounces, born at 12:13 a.m.
Sharknado.
It sounds like coronavirus has done what all coaches tell us. It's watch the film, it's taken notes, and it's gotten better each time. Like, you had Delta, now Omi, now we got flu Rona. It's just going back and watching the film and taking notes.
And guess what? 2 days after flu Rona was born, we find out the NFL flu Rona was born. We find out the NFL's calling around the league to find another place to play the Super Bowl.
Flu Rona, it's got me.
My flu Rona.
Well, speaking of, I need a flu shot too. I might as well take a flu shot as well. I'm putting everything else in my body. I might as well get a flu shot as well.
And with a back of JMO. With a JMO back. I'll take a flu shot and a JMO back, please.
Flu shot with a Jameson chaser.
Have you opened your makers that Minix got you, Rob, or you haven't touched
baby.
it?
What about the Rumple?
He ain't touched the Rumple.
Has not been opened. It is still
I
freshly
bet Rumple
sealed. It looks pretty on my liquor cabinet. It looks good because there had been a space open in the R area. I didn't have an R. Now I got a Rumple Mints.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm thinking Rumple Mints may help with COVID.
I don't think it could hurt. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't know how
it's a nice protection against flu Rona.
It's like a candy cane, right? That's what it's like a kind of a
but
blast your sinuses open.
It's so powerful. Next thing you know, you look up, you're like, dude, Uber, call me an Uber. I don't know where I park.
And I've got a terrible taste in my mouth.
Yeah, it's like nasty, bro. It's nasty.
I don't know if I can do it.
It's overrated.
The makers didn't last long. Makers made it to New Year's, I think.
I think you should close out this Friday show with the shot of Rumple Mints.
What,
you're not going anywhere.
9:55:45, Rob Rumple Mints. 9:55:45.
I'll show off the lovely bottle. Hey, we're really up against it talking
we gotta
about
go
bad alcohol.
later.
We'll be right back looking at the Cowboys here. R&R in the morning continues late as always here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Listeners of the Paul Feinbaum Show come from all parts of the South.
And I live in the mountains.
They're passionate about the SEC.
I've been drinking a little beer this afternoon, and I've got the feeling that we're going to beat Georgia by 3.
They're a rowdy bunch.
Woo! Yeah, Pig, do it!
And they're the most honest people you will ever meet.
Yeah, do like me. I've given up women and turned to porn.
There's nothing like the SEC. Talk SEC with Paul Feinbaum. Weekdays 2 to 4. San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, Carrie, we need that tax report by tomorrow. Hey, Bobby, give me that expenses.
For Hari's accounting firm, client growth is
I know
exponential.
we're a couple of accountants short.
He needs whip-smart accountants at whiplash speed.
Hey, so why aren't these receivables matching up?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Peloton is bringing so much new for the new year. With the Peloton Bike, you get access to new classes and new artist series. Punch up your power with Peloton Boxing. Work out to your favorite music with 100-plus artist series classes. For a limited time, experience it all with a $550 value offer on the Peloton Bike Plus, including $300 off the Bike Plus and free setup and delivery. A $250 value. Terms apply. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
And now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that non-contact thermometers are not accurate. They also have inaccurate information on their labels regarding accuracy. New COVID strains are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Every person, every day, is confronted with problems of one sort or another. It sometimes seems like a flood or at least a never-ending stream of things to deal with. Sometimes we think we haven't an ounce of strength to deal with them. At other times, we don't have a clue how to resolve them, even if we did have the strength. It's at times like that that I'm reminded of a very important promise in the Bible. James, the brother of Jesus, writes, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea blown and tossed by the wind." One of the blessings to people of faith is wisdom to navigate whatever storm comes your way. There are so many things to desire in this new year. Is wisdom one of them? This is Mark Absher of the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Find your next amazing getaway at the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs, every shape and size. Small pop-up campers to spacious motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and more from South Texas' best dealers. RVing will change your life. Fall in love with the unexpected joy of the No Limits RV lifestyle. Check out a free seminar. Never stop looking for your next big adventure. Discover RVing at the South Texas RV Super Sale, Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall, today through Sunday. Doors open at 10 a.m.
BetOnline.net still has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before as football continues its march through the College Bowl season and the Pro Football Playoffs. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all your sports info, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just football. BetOnline.net has up-to-the-minute info on pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, along with live, real-time updates of current games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2022 season. BetOnline.net, where the game starts.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Ready for an oil change? We can help get the right protection at the right price. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Daily Protection or Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP oil filter for just $28.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Scott Van Pelt here. If you haven't checked out the podcast, SV Pod, what are you waiting for? We're like right directly in the flight path for helicopters flying in and out of D.C. Otis the dog barking at deliveries. High-level intellectual conversation. Some gambling talk, talking with athletes, celebrities, musicians, and more. Also, we got my guy Stanford Steve riding shotgun, trying to keep me out of the ditches. Download and subscribe to SV Pod wherever you get your podcast. We certainly appreciate it. Rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff.
What are your 2022 business goals? Simplified IT? More security? Dell Technologies has the expertise to help you. From transforming your digital workspaces to providing comprehensive end-to-end IT solutions. Get high-performance computers featuring Windows 11 Pro with powerful hardware-based security and savings up to 45% during Dell's New Year event sale. Get special financing through Dell Financial Services. Call Dell Technologies Advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fansville, a college football utopia.
Fansville.
Where the lakes are stocked with ice-cold Dr. Pepper, and the autumn winds rustle with the sweet smell of football glory.
And Dr. Pepper.
It's a land flowing with onion dip, where even the food pyramid is shaped like a hot dog.
Football.
Where every yard gained is a yard worth celebrating, and every celebration is beyond excessive.
With ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
Return to glory this season with Fansville by Dr. Pepper. Grab some today.
This is the home of the Cowboys, Rangers, and Aggie football. KCDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. This is R&R in the morning.
Morning, good morning.
He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. James Pledger has moved in to the Radio Ranch.
My guy.
About halfway through the marathon that he's in the midst of.
Not yet.
He'll work today.
After halftime, maybe.
Yeah, we're almost, that's what I said, about halftime. Halfway through halftime. As you're going to be here all day tomorrow. Lots of high school football. Don't forget, we've got the All-Star high school All-American football game tomorrow. Then we will have, and that's at noon. And then we will have the San Antonio high school football All-Star game at 4, I believe, 4 or 5. I could give you the exact times. That'd probably be good as a program director to tell you exactly when this is going on. And then we'll break into
for real. Like, I mean, you're the person that put this stuff in the system.
It's 12 to 4, 5 to 8.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
it is.
Cowboys.
And then 5 to 8. We'll break into the Cowboys. I'm guessing probably right about halftime. That's what I'm probably when we'll arrive, maybe a little bit before that. But you can catch the entirety of the broadcast, all the pregame on Jack FM, as they are also the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and E-Walk Kubota. That is one fine tractor.
And the Saturday morning hangover returns.
Yes, the hangover returns after a month of absence.
Nice.
Feels like it.
It feels that way. James and Jack will get back on the groove.
I like those guys.
The Fantasy Gods, we'll be there. I'm not sure who will be on, but we will have a broadcast of the Fantasy Gods.
Rob, I have put it out to our Twitters and our Facebookers on what is their go-to meal that they cook. The one, then when we say this like the one that your family and friends call you when you say, "Hey man, I'm having to get together, come over," and they say, "Are you gonna make your fill in the blank?" That's what we're asking for.
Hot dates coming over. You need to put your best foot forward.
See, Pledge is the only single person on the Star, and he said he makes this salmon with lemon butter sauce over bed of rice. I said, "Say, bro, if you making that when the lady's coming over and you got the music on and you got the vibe set right, it should be a breakaway layup." It should be a breakaway layup. I have never made, I mean, for my wife a few times, but in my single days, I never had nobody over for salmon over rice with lemon butter sauce. You know what I'm saying? I might have had some Christian brothers, a little E and J. I never had no salmon over rice. Bro, you should be, man, it should be a line out. There should be a line around the building. You know what I mean? Like, girl, that's where you get the salmon.
Well, what was yours? Seriously, you spent a time alone. There's got to be something you cook.
You let me know. Like I can do a pork butt, and my mom has helped me develop. My fried chicken has become something that people ask me. Yeah, I make some pretty good fried chicken. My mom helped me out and helped me figure out because it's all in the
I can't do it.
It's all in the
fried
batter.
chicken very well.
Mm-hmm.
But do you do it in a deep fry or you do it in a skillet?
See, I haven't developed the skillet. That's my mom, my aunt. They can do the skillet. See, I do the deep fryer because I know when it rises, it's done. Like that skillet, you got to be old school to know when that's done. I ain't trying to kill anybody. Bite into my chicken, and it looks like a flamingo's living inside of it. It's just pink. You know, the skillet takes a different type of skill set. So I'm still deep fryer with mine.
I don't have a go-to.
Yes,
I've
you
tried
do. You got to, Rob.
I've cooked, but I feel like I'm not bragging, but I feel like I could cook just about anything I wanted to cook. I don't have anything to just go like.
Oh, sorry.
Gordon Ramsay,
sorry, Mr. Bourdain. Sorry, Mr. Bourdain. Excuse us.
There's a few basic principles that once you get it kind of down, you can cook just about it. Now, I'm not making bechamels and reductions, so I guess I could. I don't know why I couldn't. But, I make a pretty good pot of chili.
Who's your homie?
Not really good date night material, but.
Yeah. Who's your buddy that you met, the Food Channel guy that y'all are friends and y'all have each other's number and you're like Zimmer. You were a fanboy over Zimmer, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
He's a Wapo.
He is my guy. Andrew Zimmern is my dude, man. I aspire to be like that, but give me some ingredients. I'll put something together for you. I'll make something.
So you're willing to try. See, I'm scared to try. Like I'm like, it's not gonna come out right. I'm gonna waste my money.
I have
don't
a
like
fear
trying.
of failure.
Me too.
No, I like going in and buying ingredients that I've never eaten or tried before, just to see if I can make them edible. No, I'm not nuts. I don't get the weird stuff, but I mean,
Rob bringing leeks to the kitchen.
I can make a fine leek soup. I've done that.
Leek soup?
A creamy leek soup.
Leek is like a lettuce.
Onion. It's a giant green onion. It looks like a green onion that is exploded. It's huge, big, thick with a white tip.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that. Okay, yes. I know what you're talking about.
I put together a leek soup. That's not bad.
This topic is hot, man. My Twitter's blowing up. I'll have to read some of these on there when we get some time.
Some pot roast. I mean, I don't. If I had to do a romantic meal,
okay.
See, my mind goes immediately to like steak, but that's no. I probably wouldn't do that.
What would
I'd
you
probably
do?
do something
Romantic.
Italian. I'd probably do something Italian, and I'd probably go with a seafood. Something probably something a little bit light. You want to stay nimble. Probably not something too heavy on the cream.
Like a shrimp carbone.
I don't know. I appreciate grilled octopus. I'd probably do something like that.
See, now I have two brother-in-laws that are like, they're like you, Rob. They want to try everything. So if I did get in the jam and I was like, hey, I want to do something nice for your sister, help me out. They would help me along the way. But if I was on my own, I have no idea what I would do for like a romantic meal. No clue.
I have endeavored to make just about everything. And the one thing that I have never made well, cannot make, are enchiladas at home.
Really?
I have tried every recipe I can find. And no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, I can't even come close to Jalisco number 2. No matter what I do. And I don't know why. I think it's something that's in my soul. I've tried cheese, I've tried beef, I've tried chicken, I've tried mole, I've tried green, I've tried red. I've tried it all. Trust me. I can't make them as good as just a local taco place. And I think I don't know what it is, but it's obviously something deeper than just the ingredient. I don't know what it is.
I'm
maybe
getting a lot of
enchiladas are
enchilada
kind of like
responses.
sandwiches. Well,
yes.
If you could make, the reason I was going there is if you could make enchiladas, dude, you are set. But for me, I think it's like sandwiches. Sandwiches is always better when somebody else makes it. I don't care what's on it. I could put it together the same way you did. You make it for me is better. I don't know why, but when I make it the same way, it doesn't taste as good. Maybe that's the way enchiladas go.
You know why enchiladas are money? Because you can feed a family of 6. You know what I mean? You can make a big old tray of enchiladas, so you can't go wrong with it. You know, my mom taught me to make goulash. I make a decent goulash.
Okay, what is your goulash?
What's goulash?
Goulash has a lot of different definitions.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'd have to get the text from my mom. I don't have it like handy, but it's quite a few things in it because we used to eat it a lot. My
like
dad
hamburger meat.
My dad spent a lot of time in Germany, so it has a few. Yeah, and so I have to get it from her.
Goulash.
Yeah, this is legit. Okay. It's good. It's good.
Because I've had goulash people tell me it's goulash is like hamburger meat, rice, and some I guess. Okay. I mean, in the broadest scope. I mean, it's like fideo. Yeah. I've had fideo a lot of different ways. Sometimes you're like, yeah, this is respectable fideo. Others you're like, I don't even know what you call this, but it's not fideo.
I'm bougie. My wife has made me a bougie fideo person. Like I won't eat just anybody's fideo. I won't. I'm picky about my fideo. Hell yeah, I am.
See, you're lucky. I have to go for me to get it. I have to go HEB route. I have to go, which isn't bad.
Oh, no.
I'll give them respect, but no, I have not ever gone with a full on pot of.
I will text my mother-in-law right now. Your son-in-law needs some fideo in his life, and that pot will be waiting on me by noon.
Now, here's another. Now, I'll knock out a pozole. I'll make a good pozole. I'm proud of.
I want to try your pozole. You had it at the station one day. You put it in the microwave, and it smelled up the whole place wonderfully. I'm gonna have to take you up on that.
I do a green pozole that I'm quite proud of.
Now, do either of y'all end up falling down these, whether it's a Facebook or TikTok wormhole, where it's food and it's like I could make that.
Hours.
Oh, I could make this. I could make that, and then I lose the recipe and I can never go back and try and recreate it. And I'm like, man, I really wanted to try and make that. Like, it's like this grilled cheese that somehow had cheese grilled onto the outside of it, like pan fried it, This was the most amazing, like, Parmesan crusted grilled cheese I'd ever seen in my entire life.
No,
It's
I
worth
have like
an
12,
afternoon, man.
Yeah, I have 12 recipes saved that I'm never going to do, but I have them saved from Facebook.
It's worth an afternoon, Pledge, is to go to the grocery store and go just try it over and over. Buy the best breads you can find, the cheeses that you liked, and see if you can make it.
I fall down these wormholes,
good.
but I never saved the video. I always jump to the next one and the next one, and I lose it by the end of the day.
Well, I fall into the Facebook street foods wormhole.
Yes.
I'll disappear to that for a little bit, watching the corner food somewhere in Mumbai, whatever the Indians are.
Yes,
I find it fascinating.
It is. It really
they use
is.
a lot of butter with weird things. Butter's in everything there.
Very sad that Rudy never got to try falafel in New York.
The lines were too long.
I tried to get him. You could tell that it was popular. Even Rudy, after a while, was like, "Man, it must be good because there's always a line."
Every falafel truck had a line. So, because I was scared at first, I was like, "I don't even know what this is." Was Rob trying to get me to try? And then the line was long and the smell was lovely, and I was like, "Damn, it's too cold to wait in line."
On a good cold night, a big old tin of a falafel, man, doesn't get any better. Now, you know what only gets better? The news. The only thing that really improves your life more than a hot, steaming tin bowl of falafel in the corner of 40 seconds is a James Pledger offering you the headlines that we like to call the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
We'll open up this hour with Michigan losing yet another prospect to the NFL draft as safety Daxton Hill has declared his intentions. Hill's ranked as the second best safety in the draft, according to Mel Kiper Jr., behind Notre Dame safety Kyle Hamilton. He is also the younger brother of Baltimore Ravens running back Justice Hill and a former five-star recruit back in the 2019 class.
Only safety I know about is the kid from Notre Dame, so I don't know what to. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah,
he's good.
Tried, dude. Gary, I'm with you, man. I've gone every route on enchiladas. For those of you that are watching, I seriously have. I've soft fried. I have microwaved. I've corned. I've floured. I've done it all. I think it's something about the way that a white dude makes it is just not going to work.
Come on,
I'm telling you, I have tried over and over, and all I really basically want is Jalisco quality. I'm just looking for.
Yeah, see, you spoil.
know what I mean?
Your expectations are too high,
and I can't do that. Maybe it's because I'm not making my own tortillas, which is probably the primary issue.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what were we talking about? Oh, with the Cowboys. When I saw safety, all I could think of was I remember a time as a Cowboy fan that all I could think about was we need a safety. That's kind of gone by the wayside. That has not been a concern this year.
Has it though? Because they're both on 1 year deal. All three are on 1 year deals.
Oh
well,
no,
Curse and Mitchell. One of them will be back. One of them will be back because I think Curse has earned not a big paycheck, but Curse has earned some money in my eyes. I think he's played excellent for the Cowboys.
Now, we haven't really, and because Trayvon has been so good at snagging them, we really haven't addressed the fact that he's given up well over 1,000 yards to the receivers he's covered. I mean, so there is some need at safety to cover over the top. I think that's more of a scheme thing than anything else. But I no longer have this ongoing desperate need to find a safety for the Dallas Cowboys defense. That's something that I haven't even really thought about since September. So more power to Daxton. I just don't think he'll be a Cowboy because, quite frankly, I think that need's been met.
Agreed.
Headline 1.
Former Spurs assistant, now Boston Celtics head coach, Ime Udoka goes full pop and rips the Celtics after their 108-105 defeat at the New York Knicks last night in the Garden, saying they have a lack of mental toughness, basically called them soft. Went full on out of the pop playbook on this one.
Nasty. That was embarrassing
quote,
last night.
I think it's a lack of mental toughness to fight through those adverse times. The Knicks completed a 25-point comeback against the Celtics, and when R.J. Barrett banked in that three-pointer to complete the win. Udoka continued, quote, to your point, it's across the board. It's a turnover here, it's a bad shot there, it's a missed defensive assignment here, it's several missed rebounds. So it's a lot of different things. And then, like I said, It's a calming presence to slow it down and get us where we really need to get us what we really
the
want.
The Celtics had as much trouble as you had reading this.
At times, we all get caught up in that.
that read was as bad as the 25-point give up.
Exactly.
It was hesitant. They were flubbing it everywhere. They couldn't get it across the period.
My God.
I'm worried about Udoka's gig here. He is, I don't know.
1 year? Really?
Well, here's the thing. So my question when I see this happen, when he's only been here a little bit, was he brought in to rock the boat? Was he brought in to decide, is it going to be Jason Tatum and Brown, Jaylen Brown? Can they play together? Or am I going to have to break this star tandem up? And then maybe he is here to rock the boat and at the end of the season say, for us to move forward, we need to do X. And if that's the case, then maybe this is what's going on. I think he's trying it and it's failing, and he's losing his entire team. Boston fan is not going to stand for this.
First of all, it didn't work with Brad Stevens. It didn't work with Danny Ainge. So, we can't all of a sudden blame Udoka. I just feel like these two guys may not work, and it may be time for them to explore other options. I mean, they did try to get Kawhi Leonard for Jaylen Brown, and if I was in the front office of the Spurs, I probably would have taken that deal. No disrespect to DeMar DeRozan, but you can't teach 6'8".
Truth.
They wanted Tatum though.
I'm not sure what Udoka's there for. He wasn't there for a 25-point meltdown on national TV. That's one of those games for a new coach that gets you fired. I don't think that's the only thing that gets you fired, but that certainly goes on the negative list when you're looking for pros and cons. That's a big con. You melted down in an embarrassing way, and it went from playing pretty solid offense and mediocre defense to just falling apart on both sides. They got no point guard. They got no leadership. None.
Yeah, Boston needs to trade Brown. I sent him to Portland for McCullough.
That would be a good move. I would like that move. But for both, I think that would make that actually, I hadn't heard that before. That makes some sense. I think that would be good for both teams.
McCollum can run the one. Because right now they're playing Marcus Smart at the one, which just looks weird. He is an off the bench, plug the gap, big play kind of guy. That's what he's good at. I'd love to have a Marcus Smart, but he is not a lead guard at all. It's not in his DNA. Right.
Moving along.
Headline 0.
We'll finish things up. This one's for you, Rob.
Okay.
Former Texas A&M starting quarterback Zach Calzada has announced yesterday that he is going War Damn Eagle, transferring to the Auburn Tigers. The sophomore took over for an injured Haynes King in a game in which Rob Thompson promptly watched Haynes King's ankle snap in half up in Colorado. He started 10 games this season, threw for over 2,100 yards, 17 touchdowns, had 9 interceptions. He's the only quarterback to have beaten number 1 Alabama this season, throwing for 285 yards and 3 touchdowns, winning a 41-38 shootout on October the 9th. Auburn recently lost quarterback Bo Nix, a 3-year starter, when he transferred to Oregon last month, and Calzada will compete with TJ Finley for the Tigers' starting job. Finley, a former LSU transfer, by the way.
Rob, be nice. Be nice, Rob. He's a child.
Nice.
Don't be nice.
Be nice.
Calzada will always have a place in Aggie hearts. Always. Always, always. We will never forget that game where you were touched by God. But it was the other 9 games. Oh, my God. I am so glad that you are now Auburn's problem. Because you have just enough skill and just enough savvy to get you on the field, and just enough mistakes to pull you right back off, man. It was a hard season to watch Calzada go. I mean, but for him, they lose to Alabama. But for him, they beat Arkansas. They beat Ole Miss. They beat Mississippi State. So, but for him, both good and bad don't happen. I don't know where to go with it, but it's probably best that he leaves. Probably best that he goes, but there's always a place for you, man. Come on home. You got a corner office in the athletic department until the day you die. But go to Auburn now. Move on.
That's the 411 and a 210.
Hey, Rob, would you like to reward our early listeners?
and give them a we're about midway through. Our early bird crew, certainly I'm sure is still around. We got some Monster Jam tickets to give away. They're coming to the Alamo Dome on the January the 15th. Go to monsterjam.com to pick up your tickets or dial the Kielbasa Bacon phone line, 656-3776, 656 ESPN to you and me, and be caller number 5. And you're going to go check out the Monster Jam. Get you some earbuds, take the fam, and go check out some loud sounds of the Bigfoot. We interviewed one of those guys back in the summer. It's an interesting life those guys live because they're competing, but they also are kind of all together on this traveling circuit.
I consider them like bull riders. It's like niche, and they travel the year round together. Yeah.
I think that is the best way to put it. And it's all families. It's one, generations do this.
Yeah.
Father got their son into it and all that. Very interesting lifestyle. Yeah, you want to go to Monster Jam? Get on the phones right now. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. When we come back, Carolina Teague joins us. We're looking forward to a Philadelphia game tonight where we might not recognize a couple of guys in Spurs uniforms. Let's talk about it next. Carolina will be here for Shoot Around here on R&R in the Morning, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Texas cheer liquor time, man. It's Philly. You got Philly this weekend. You got a lot of games. You got basketball. You got high school football. You need to go and load up. It's going to be cold this weekend, so go out to Texas cheer liquor, get your little whiskey, warm up your soul, warm up your temple. There's 4 different locations you can get that done. One on Petranco across from Walmart, one past 211, one at Highway 90 Montgomery, and the all-new Texas cheer liquor at Palo Alto exit in the Patron Plaza right next to Walmart. You cannot miss it. COVID is going crazy, so they are doing curbside. They still have their delivery. Go and download the Texas Cheer Liquor app. Go to texascheerliquor.com. Look over the menu. You see everything there. Pick something out. Get it ordered curbside. Or call them and say, hey, can you have it ready for me? Or can you call them and say, hey, do you have this? And if they say, you know what, we don't have it at this one, we may have it at this one, or we just don't carry it at all. But guess what? I'll order it for you, and I will get it here, and I will get it to you here exponentially. And they'll call you, come pick it up. Boom, there you have it. I've done it a few times. I did it for my 44th birthday. Had ordered 20 bottles of Mad Dog. Don't know why we decided to take it back and drink Mad Dog, but we did, and I couldn't find 20 bottles of the stuff because it's, that's the 90s drink. But guess what? Texas Cheer Liquor got it done for you. Hit it up with a splash of Sprite. Party ended up being a blast. So if you need a party, if you need a couple drinks, you want your party to go off with a bang, go by Texas Cheer Liquor. They can get it done for you. I think Minix and Joe will be out there sometime soon as well. Got to talk to AD about that, get that locked down. The Blitz is always on the go. You can catch the Blitz Monday at Root Pub, but for now, go to Texas Cheer Liquor, get you a bottle, get your beer, wine, liquor, or cigars, and they keep the humidor on point. I make sure I stay on top of them because I can't send my cigar smokers over there and you have those hard, stale cigars. He always says, hey, Rudy, come check out my humidor. I go back there, check it out, and everything's always on point. So go and check them out. Go to texascheerliquor.com.
I'm James Pledger, and in college football news, former Texas A&M Aggie quarterback Zach Calzada has a new home as he is transferred and committed to the Auburn Tigers. Calzada threw for 2,185 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions this season, starting 10 games, including leading the Aggies to a 41-38 win over Alabama. In the NBA tonight, the San Antonio Spurs are in Philly to take on the 76ers for a 6 o'clock tip, but they'll be without Devin Vassell, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, and Thad Young, who all entered health and safety protocols yesterday. To help offset the losses, they added guards Tyler Johnson and Anthony Lamb on 10-day contracts. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys close out the regular season tomorrow night as they'll be in Philly to take on the Eagles. You can catch that game right here on your home for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to have someone else say it. Because for some reason, when a random person talks about how great something is in a commercial, it's more believable.
I saved with a Progressive home and auto bundle.
And there you have it. I mean, I'm not sure why she's more believable than me, but either way, you get the point about the saving. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. And for the past 27 years, I have represented people in our community who have been injured because of negligent drivers of cars, 18-wheelers, and company vehicles. I really want you to know that if you're involved in a collision, you need to contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. All you may know about an insurance company is what you see on television. If you have ever been forced to make a claim after being injured in an auto collision, there are no jokes, no geckos, no cavemen, no professional athlete endorsers. Just you against a giant insurance company that is represented by skilled adjusters and attorneys who have one job: pay as little as possible. If you've been injured in a collision, please contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. I, of course, want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com. That's all one word, alawyerforus.com.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer and three-time champion.
Pro Football's all-time leading rusher Emmitt Smith talks about joint pain.
Trust me, I know about joint pain. Sure, I made it look easy, but if my body could speak, it would say, I'm in pain.
Are you living with chronic joint pain? Knees, hips, lower back, shoulders? Don't just assume the old treatments are the only treatments.
I've gone under the knife to get rid of pain, but now there are options, and you need to check them out.
Emmitt's talking about QC Kinetics, exciting new natural biologic therapies that can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. New options now available here.
You can encourage your body to actually heal itself with the help of QC Kinetics.
Real relief with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics for regenerative restorative treatments with lasting relief.
But now, you and I, we have help. QC Kinetics.
Start now with a free consultation at QC Kinetics. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Call today, 571-0318.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-285-4954. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-285-4954. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-285-4954. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-285-4954. 800-285-4954.
Get the latest on what's happening on the NBA hardwood.
Behind the back dribble to the rim and the flush.
Right here on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250. 94.5 FM.
You're on San Antonio Sports Star. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Around about 7 o'clock, you'll see Carolina Teague if you're watching us live, and I do recommend you do that we look a lot better now that Carolina got here. I'll tell you that.
Fact. That's a fact.
Fact. Facts must be mentioned on a Sports Talk radio show. How are you this morning, Caroline?
I'm doing good. Last night I saw the game winner for RJ Barrett for the Knicks. That was a great game. Knicks beat the Celtics. Celtics are now 2 losses in a row. And then last night I went to a hibachi, and that was fun, watching people cook in front of me.
I'm glad you brought up food. What is your go-to meal that you cook that your family members say, Carolina, you got to make this? What's your go-to that your friends and family love that you make?
I don't cook for everybody. I just cook for my family at the house.
No, I know what you mean.
What's your go-to? What's the meal you do great?
So they always request spaghetti from me. They say I make the best spaghetti. I make it better than the restaurants, but I don't like my own spaghetti, which is crazy. I don't like my own spaghetti at all. But they say spaghetti. I think out of all the things I make homemade Mexican food. I make breakfast.
How are your enchiladas?
Really well. My enchiladas are off the chain. Like they'll change your life.
See?
They will.
So
yeah,
I can't do them.
But they don't. It's so easy. It's so well. The thing about it is that when you make Mexican enchiladas, it takes like about an hour and a half to make the sauce. Like it takes so long. Like if you want authentic enchiladas, it takes a while. At least for me, because I'm slow. So I mean, I'm good, and I would think that they would request that from me. All the things I take a long time to make, but they just like my spaghetti. So it's kind of
when you're good, you're good.
Disappointing. Yeah, I guess you're right. It makes me sad though, because I make spaghetti in like 30 minutes, and everything else I take my time, and they don't care. They don't care. They just want spaghetti.
I had spaghetti last night, a good spaghetti too. So yeah, you're doing it right. That's a good food. That's good to have. But that's not. Was that what you had made? Like if you were having a man come over and you were trying to, was that what you would that be the meal you'd make?
If you were single, like if you were single,
Pledge has a go-to date meal. It's salmon with reduced lemon butter over rice.
Ooh,
wow. Oh, that's very greasy.
Look, you got excited. See, you see, that's what he's looking for.
If I were single and if I were to make a man a meal, I would make him my homemade rice. Yeah, I would make him my homemade rice with beans. And then I would make a pollo guisado, which is chicken with potatoes with a salsa on it with tortillas. So that's what I would make. But that would be, honestly, if I was single, I wouldn't cook for none of y'all. Y'all would have to take me out to eat and pay for all my meals until we get to that point.
Wow. What about 50-50?
No, what
happened to women
What
empowerment?
happened to the Me Too? What happened to Me Too movement?
Come on, Me Too.
No, I'm not with all that. No, I feel like if you want to like woo me in, you have to take me out for a while, because if I cook for you one time, you're gonna want to stick around me forever. And I'm not trying to have that if you're not
there we go. All right.
Yeah.
I got you. You don't want to set the trap too quick.
Yeah.
They're gonna be
you got it too quick.
Then they'll call me next Friday and they'll be like, "Hey, can you make me some spaghetti next week?" And I'll be like, "Sure." And then next thing you know, I'm in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Well, we all use our best attributes. Mine is eating.
That's fine.
We got news late last night, Carolina. We're gonna only have half a team tonight.
Yeah.
So let's find a little bit out about our team.
So
Pledge.
who are we? Who are we? I guess would be the question.
Know yourself.
I was running through the six with my wealth.
We're working at half capacity. Right now, everybody is, it seems like just when they come around the corner and we seem like we're about to have a healthy team, DeJounte Murray's back. He played a pretty decent game for coming back, 22 points. He was the highest score of the game against the Celtics. Then we get a news that we don't like to hear. Keldon Johnson's out for COVID protocols. Doug McDermott is still out. Devin Vassell is out. Lonnie Walker's questionable. And Terrence White is out. So that's pretty much the defense. That's how I see it. So pretty much everybody who's good on the defensive end of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Vassell, he's been playing great as well. He's the second highest shooter on the team right now. He's currently shooting 47.4%. So you take away one of the best shooters on the team. And it just seems like, we're at half capacity right now, which is really disappointing. In addition to Zach Collins being out, Devontae Kaycock, they've been out for a while already. But I mean, Spurs right now are the team right now with the most people out due to COVID. So that's kind of disappointing right now.
I can't take these games serious.
No,
I mean, and again, everyone, even though everyone is dealing with it, that doesn't mean I have to be like, well, you still got to win this. We're already up against it with just the youth and us learning how to win. You take out, 4 or 5 of your best guys because Dougie McBuckets is still under the weather. So I just these are just gravy. When you're bringing in 2 people off the street for a game and against one of the hottest teams in the league, and we'll get to know our enemy here in a second. But I just can't take these serious until, we're full strength. But I don't think anybody for the rest of the season is going to be full strength, though. So I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm just giving you my take on how I'm viewing these games while people are out with COVID. Like last night, I couldn't even really watch basketball It's hard watching basketball right now because there's so many guys out.
It's like, pickup.
It's like, who? Wait, who's that? Where? Who? It's tough to watch.
It is a pickup league right now. And, when you think of what the Spurs are, the Spurs are, when they're at their best, a well-oiled machine. It's not we're not a big pick and roll team, though we run it. I mean, we're a pick and roll to the extent that we have to in the NBA, but we're not an individual go get your bucket kind of team. DeMar was that, and DeJounte might be becoming that. But when you're not an individual go get your bucket kind of basketball team, you rely on cohesion. You rely on a team that's running and cutting and doing the things to get an easier basket. I just pulled up the Spurs roster, and it has the pictures of all the guys at Spurs.com just to see. We got 3 guys on the page for the Spurs that aren't even wearing Spurs uniforms. One guy's got a red one on, Anthony Lamb. Tyler Johnson, it's a Motorola logo. I'm not sure who he was playing for. Jalen Morris is wearing a white uniform with a Harley Davidson sticker on the tag on it. Those are the guys we're going to see tonight. So if we're a cohesion, cut and move kind of basketball team, and we got 3 dudes that don't even know each other's names, you wonder what exactly are they going to do tonight? I mean, is Pop just going to roll it out and say, good luck, man? High pick and rolls all night long. Jakob, get ready. You're picking and rolling until your shoes come untied. It's going to be nothing but pick and rolls.
Agree.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see how they perform. The expected starting lineup for tonight is Jakob Poeltl, DeJounte Murray, Bryn Forbes, Keita Bates-Diop, and Lonnie Walker if he does decide to come in. If he doesn't come in, I would pick Josh Primo over Trey Jones just based off his performance the other day. But I feel like, these people aren't cohesive with each other like you guys said. The NBA has already signed over 100 players to the 10-day contracts based off the COVID protocols. So I feel like this COVID curse, which is unfortunate, has been ruining everything, but it's also ruining, watching NBA basketball teams to see how they can come together and be cohesive in these type of moments. So it's really disappointing.
Carolina, they released the updated vote count. We're gonna have to vote.
Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. DeJounte needs some help.
We got to get this going. We got to tweet more and retweet each other more because I was like, oh, we're doing a good job. We're up there. And then next thing you know, they release the numbers. I'm like, oh, no, we got it. Oh, no, we need more tweets.
It's y'all's fault. It's y'all's fault. Rudy, it's your fault. You weren't listening to me. Rob, it's your fault. You weren't listening to me. Pledger, it's definitely your fault. You guys have not
always Pledger's fault.
DeJounte Murray All-Star.
I know. I'm going to do it more, I promise.
Please do, because I feel like, if you're listening right now and you guys haven't done it, and you guys are being negative Nancy's, or you guys just don't have time to get on Twitter, you guys just have to retweet one time. Just go to my Twitter and just retweet my DeJounte Murray NBA All-Star. It is so unfair. Let me tell you why. It is because, Klay Thompson has more votes than DeJounte Murray. Klay Thompson has even played at all this season.
That was disheartening. And that was like when Yao Ming got voted in. I've seen this before. It's not the first time.
Yes.
But we broke it down yesterday, Carolina, and we're up against it today, but we really broke it down yesterday. Rob and Pledge went through the list of guys, and while he's the best player on our team, and we watch him every night, and we're fascinated by him. When you really break it all the way down, and it's not a bad thing, because this is a guard league. This is a point guard heavy league. Right. Like, the point guards are the big dogs on the block. But, when you really look at it, he's up against it. And, just being on a more serious note, he's up against it.
Well, there's a ton of talent. And I totally agree with you guys. There's no way that you could deny that there's a ton of talent in the guard position. But I feel like if we kind of just lift him up in that sort of sense, it would kind of bring more awareness. I mean, like Carl was saying the other day, it's 50% fan voting, 25% coaches, 25% something else. I can't remember what the other 25% is. But if we as a club just come together and 50, good looks, exactly, good looks.
Popularity,
if we come
most likely to succeed.
Yeah. This is like high school all over again. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But you know what though? Zach LaVine from the Chicago Bulls. I follow Bulls Twitter pretty closely too. Zach LaVine just tweeted out this morning, DeJounte Murray for NBA All-Star. Yesterday there was a push on Chicago Bulls Twitter for Zach LaVine, to be an All-Star, and he got tons of more votes than DeJounte Murray. So it's crazy to see how a bigger market can push for their player to be an all-star. So it's just a little interesting to see, like, small markets really have a tough time. And the only reason why they changed the voting was because there was a push by a TikToker to make Zaza Pachulia an all-star. And that's the reason why the NBA changed the voting method. It was interesting. I read up about it because I felt like this was unfair for DeJounte. I was really doing a deep dive last night as to why he's not on that list and Klay Thompson is. It's really, it's disappointing.
Let's look at who we're playing the 76ers tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about our enemy.
There's a particular matchup that I am excited to see.
Know your enemy.
Oh, me too.
So we're gonna get Lonnie back, right? I want to see Primo play tonight. I think he earned minutes in Toronto. I felt like he played well enough, regardless of who the next game was against, to get more minutes, and he got relegated back to the bench. And whether Lonnie plays or not, you do expect to see a lot of Josh Primo tonight. I want to see Josh Primo and Tyrese Maxey. I think we want to talk about
I thought you were going to say
going at each other.
I thought you were going to say DeJounte and Maxey. Because, I mean, they're the two studs. I didn't know. I didn't expect you to say Primo. I didn't expect that. You threw me a curve.
Well, I think DeJounte at this point is a little bit better than Tyrese. And I think, Tyrese has had a year under his belt. He's already hung a 40. He's already put some in there. I think Primo reminds me a lot of Maxey. I think it's going to be a good matchup.
I saw that yesterday, because like I said, Spurs are the highest team with the COVID protocols in the NBA. The second highest team is the 76ers. And right now on the COVID protocol is Tyrese Maxey. What they said.
Oh,
I'm reading that right
we're
now.
not going to see it.
I don't know if he's going to be in or not. I mean, so we might not be able to see that matchup that we're really looking forward to. But I do want to bring up an interesting stat. I don't even know if this is relevant, but I just kind of want to bring it up because I felt like I was like, oh my God, I don't even know if y'all know this. Danny Green, from the last game that they played with 76ers, broke a record. Only the 12th person in the NBA played 24 minutes, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, and 0 blocks. So if the Spurs can go up against anybody tonight on the team, it seems like it might be Danny Green because he seemed like all he did on the last game that he played was just a cardio workout. What are y'all thoughts on him doing absolutely nothing for 24 minutes?
It pains me because I'm one of the few people, I am a Danny Green fan. I always have been. I always will be. I understood what he meant to this team when he was here with the Spurs. I never had a problem with him going to Club Rio. So it hurt me to see that. It hurt me to see that stat because I really love me some Danny Green. So, but that's embarrassing to be out there for 24 minutes and not do anything. Because really, like we always say that as media people, but this time we really mean it. I could go out there and do that. I could go out there and do that. I promise y'all, if y'all gave me 24 minutes on the floor with the Spurs, I will get one of something. I would get one.
Like a foul.
What do you think you'll get? A rebound? What do you think you'll get?
Or a turnover.
A turnover. Think about what he managed to do. Was it 24? Whatever, however minutes.
It was
he
20-something minutes, Rob. Yeah.
20 minutes.
24 minutes.
And had zero effect on the game. Zero. He had no effect on the game. You were just a body. You were you participated. You did not play. You were a participant. But you did not play. There's a book written by a guy who sat on the bench for Ohio State back in the Evan Turner years, been probably about 10, 15 years ago. And he wrote as a guy who played on Ohio State, and he was a walk-on, that he endeavored to go on and do exactly what Danny Green did, and they called it being a trillionaire. You wanted to go in. Normally, you only got 1 or 2 minutes, so you'd have 2 and 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Everything after that following. The only thing you did was check in. You had zero effect on the outcome, and Danny Green managed to do that in an NBA game, and probably made on upwards of, what do you figure? You made $50,000 for that game.
He gets 10 a year, so something like that.
He made more than that then. To go out and provide 24 minutes of zero, nothing. You did absolutely nothing.
10 million divided by 82. He got 120,000
for that.
Only 12 people in the NBA have been able to accomplish this, so it's a pretty big feat. So I think, even though it's zero across the board, this is a number that hardly get in the NBA.
It's hard to do.
Fans are really mad about it. It's hard. It's not easy to just run around.
You willfully have to decide. I don't want to touch the ball. I'm not going to be around it. I'm going to watch.
Yeah, you have to. It takes a lot of effort to look like you're doing something when you're actually doing nothing. That's what it looks like. But other than that, it's going to be a really tough game for the Spurs, to be honest with you. Right now, the 76ers, we were talking about cohesiveness earlier. When it comes to cohesiveness, this is going to be probably one of the toughest games for the Spurs because the 76ers right now are 5 wins in a row. They're super cohesive right now. Even without Tyrese Maxey, even without Matisse Thybulle, there's two strong players on the team.
I love him.
Yeah. Even without them, Joel Embiid had 30 points last game. Tobias Harris, 22 points. Seth Curry, 20 points. They had over
Seth.
5 players with over 20 points. So it's going to be a lot to, the Spurs to beat them. The 76ers are also one of the highest teams in the NBA at avoiding turnovers. So if the Spurs want to be successful tonight, they're going to have to avoid getting turnovers. They're going to have to slow down the pace during this game, keep the ball in their hands, and just slow down because they're used to running a faster pace offense that leads to more turnovers. So I think they're going to have to slow it down and avoid putting the 76ers at the line because 76ers are the best scoring team at the line.
I press them. I roll out like an AAU coach. I got 12 dudes. We're going to go 2-1-2 full all game long. Have fun.
Getting up and down. We're just going to get up and down.
We're
going to play zone. We're going to play
press
zone.
you all day.
Yeah, we're going to play zone. We're going to get up and down and have fun. I roll. If I'm Pop, again, I'm not Pop, but I roll the ball out. I say, go have fun.
It's a snow game.
Get up and down. Get up and down. Stay in the zone and have fun.
That's what I would do. Detroit beat us like that. We played Detroit. They had 8 dudes in the protocol, just like we did. We roll in there, and they played just like that. They rolled the ball out. Sadiq Bey and Cheek Diallo just decided one-on-one ball, man. Let's go get this. And they got it. Let's do that tonight. Let's see Primo go do something like this. I'm going to view this as a half-full glass. This is an opportunity for a young Primo to take advantage of some playing time with DeJounte and get something done. That will be the key for me tonight. Whether they win or lose, I'm going to see progress from young Josh.
Yep. Well said.
Yep. And I'm surprised you're half full today, Rob. Usually half empty.
Well, with this, I mean, a loss is imminent. A loss is imminent. I mean, I'm not team tank. I'm team improve, and whatever takes improvement. I mean, sometimes we're that old rosy. Sometimes when you win, you lose, and sometimes when you lose, you win, and sometimes.
Oh my gosh! What movie was that?
A white man can't jump.
White man can't jump. Rosie Perez. That's right.
Yes.
Billy.
So tonight we may lose.
You happened again. What's up?
So we might just lose and win at the same time. That's the kind of attitude us Spurs fans have to have.
Amen.
The W or the L means
moral
nothing.
Victory.
That's it. We're all about it. And this was a moral victory. This has been the Shoot Around. Carolina, thanks for stopping by. Love having you on today. Thanks for looking forward and looking out for us. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.
You
Carolina Teague, as always, for the Shoot Around. We're up against it. We'll be right back. This is R&R in the Morning, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Cowboys, Eagles. It's a do-or-die primetime showdown. Catch the pregame Saturday at 6. Kickoff at 7:15. Presented by Ewald Kubota and San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I need postcards printed and designed. Oh, and a targeted direct mail campaign.
It's possible at Staples.
I need my presentation printed, bound, and perfect.
Also possible. Your local Staples store can help your business navigate the future of work with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get 25% off custom printed labels, postcards, flyers, brochures, and more when you spend $60 or more. Explore what's new at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 1/29 in store only. See staples.com/print for details.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you failed to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialized in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax tax issues easier. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Find your next amazing getaway at the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs, every shape and size. Small pop-up campers to spacious motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and more from South Texas' best dealers. RVing will change your life. Fall in love with the unexpected joy of the No Limits RV lifestyle. Check out a free seminar. Never stop looking for your next big adventure. Discover RVing at the South Texas RV Super Sale, Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall, today through Sunday. Doors open at 10 a.m.
We will buy no used car before it's time. We will pay the top money because we know exactly what we're doing at GiveMeTheVin.com. We've bought $1 billion with a B of used cars from you guys in 2021 already because this used car market's on fire. $1 billion in volume. We're paying so much it's scary. Only at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yes, Miss Tubbs. No problem. I'll call someone about the plumbing.
One of Beatrice's properties needs a new superintendent.
The custodial team is not
Someone with handyman superpowers and a concierge alter ego.
Does anyone know any good electricians near Parkville?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The biggest game in the college football season. Number 3 Georgia will square off with number 1 Alabama in the College Football National Championship. Live Monday night at 7. Presented by Ewald Kubota on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hi, this is Paul Feinbaum, and you're listening to San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Well, thank Carolina for stopping by. Shoot around. This is R&R in the morning. He's Rudy. I'm Rob. James Fletcher driving this boat for another hour and 2 minutes. We'll talk some Cowboys on the other side. The Spurs, while they take the Sixers on, are going to continue on their road run, return next week. I guess our next home game is against the Rockets, right? Seems like forever from now.
Yeah, probably.
That might be the next win.
Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Christian Wood.
I saw
those boys get up and down. What's up?
I saw a Twitter thing where there's a fan suggested trade. At the end of that trade, Christian Wood landed in San Antonio. Now, I do believe it involved Lonnie Walker going someplace, but James Fletcher winced at that.
I love Lonnie, but if they will give us Christian Wood for Lonnie Walker, and Lonnie, man, Houston has some great places to eat.
Nope. It's the most diverse city in the country.
Nope.
You're going to love it, Lonnie.
I love Christian Wood. I love Christian Wood's game.
When we get back, let's talk some Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles on tap. They rushed for well over 100 yards. They're the best rushing team in the NFL. What do you do to stop that? What do you expect from Dan Quinn? We'll look at the defensive side of the ball, minus a Micah Parsons. Are the turnovers going to be absolutely necessary to the win? We'll look forward to a good weekend of basketball. We've got a national championship game on Monday to look at as well. Hang with us. This is San Antonio Sports Star. You are on R&R in the morning here on ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Omicron has caused games to be postponed, stopped, and rescheduled. The NBA, NHL, NFL, and college hoops have all been affected by Omicron, leaving us fans high and dry.
It's unfortunate to say the least. You don't know one day to the next what's going to happen.
Will the leagues continue to shut down players and play? Stay connected and talk about it here.
I hate masks, so we'll see how that goes.
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
America's best high school football players are coming to Texas. It's the All-American Bowl on Saturday, January 8th at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Trevor Lawrence, Ezekiel Elliott, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the best of the best at the All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by HEB. 2 exciting games for $10 in the lower bowl. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Peloton is bringing so much new for the new year. With the Peloton Bike, you get access to new classes and new artist series. Punch up your power with Peloton Boxing. Work out to your favorite music with 100 plus artist series classes. For a limited time, experience it all with a $550 value offer on the Peloton Bike Plus, including $300 off the Bike Plus and free setup and delivery. A $250 value. Terms apply. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 in 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. And for the past 27 years, I have represented people in our community who have been injured because of negligent drivers of cars, 18-wheelers, and company vehicles. I really want you to know that if you're involved in a collision, you need to contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. All you may know about an insurance company is what you see on television. If you have ever been forced to make a claim after being injured in an auto collision, there are no jokes, no geckos, no cavemen, no professional athlete endorsers. Just you against a giant insurance company that is represented by skilled adjusters and attorneys who have one job: pay as little as possible. If you've been injured in a collision, please contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. I, of course, want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com. That's all one word, alawyerforus.com.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out the new Kubota L2501 package deal, which includes a 4-wheel drive tractor with a hydrostatic transmission, a front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Ready for an oil change? We can help get the right protection at the right price. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Daily Protection or Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP oil filter for just $28.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump.
Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
What are your 2022 business goals? Simplified IT, more security? Dell Technologies has the expertise to help you. From transforming your digital workspaces to providing comprehensive end-to-end IT solutions. Get high-performance computers featuring Windows 11 Pro with powerful hardware-based security and savings up to 45% during Dell's New Year event sale. Get special financing through Dell Financial Services. Call Dell Technologies Advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
One team, one mission. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Just looked outside, the sun is up. It's a brisk morning.
Still cold.
Still cold. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. James Fletcher. Still in the studio. Day 2 of the 3-day marathon.
I ain't going nowhere.
Should have just brought an air mattress.
Should have.
But he loves his sleep number, so he got to go home.
What was it with? How's this been with Joe and Jason in studio?
It's been good.
You like it?
Yeah.
They like it? They love it?
I always prefer the energy. Like, it's different in studio than it is remote. It just is.
They're not trashing the place, are they?
Oh yeah, your spot's clean now.
Doesn't smell funny in there now.
Like they did some cleaning in there. Like your spot, like all your papers are probably out of the order that you want.
Joe
them
didn't
in.
leave any makeup or anything in there, did he?
I mean, there was, but after every show, I go in there and wipe it down with Clorox wipes.
Oh, you do?
For whenever y'all eventually return.
So no hair products, no base powder.
No,
like that.
I do a pretty good job of cleaning that stuff up after every show.
Now, Joe, did he take that big mirror he carries with him everywhere he goes?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I get to use it before the show. It's kind of cool.
Be honest, Pudge. Is Jason done crying about being back in studio?
No, he's
still crying.
Oh,
is he still crying?
No, this is the worst. This is the worst thing that ever happened in the history of anything. He can't get any work done now.
Poor guy. He has such a tough life, just hopping on flights, watching Cowboy games in the suite.
Yeah.
He lives such a tough life. My God.
It's a rough one.
Minix is a hermit crab. He's gonna have to leave that shell. You have to get out of that shell. Gonna have to come to work. And the irony is I've been stuck here all week.
And I'm ready to get back to the lounge.
Oh man, I am ready to get back.
They haven't been doing the lounge.
No, they've been in studio.
They haven't. Yeah. But it is what it is.
We'll be back full force.
We've been grinding for 6 months. They've been grinding for 4 days. They'll be all right.
Here's the thing. I think Joe likes it. It's Jason.
Yes.
Jason wants to be at his kitchen table.
In the hierarchy of my concerns, things that I have to worry about on a daily, Minix and his concern about coming into studios right there at the bottom. Right there under.
He's such to where he came from, Mr. Heavy Metal Weird DJ name. He's such a diva.
Leighton
Stone. When did Pledge? You've been with them forever, Rob. When did Diva Minix hit? What year was it when Diva Minix hit?
Ever since I
roughly.
I was gonna say that came around before I arrived. I can tell you that. He had perfected it by the time we walked in the door.
Oh, okay. So this isn't new.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that
diva.
both Joe and Jason fit into the same studio. A lot of it's not a big. It's not
a lot of ego in there.
A lot of ego.
So what you telling me? If Jason was a football player, he'd be a receiver.
Oh yes.
All receivers are divas.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he would be that. He would make the tackle if it was.
I have to get in my beautiful Audi and actually drive somewhere.
Which one's Aaron Rodgers?
Neither. I'm not going to do either one of my guys that. Neither.
Those guys
not
aren't prickly.
No. They're not Aaron. They're not Aaron.
Not at all.
Science that can't be questioned is propaganda.
What? Okay.
What?
Okay,
Aaron?
hero. Just make it through the season. Make it through the season.
Or not.
Because, well, I'm just saying, if for some reason you come up COVID positive and you cost the Packers a Super Bowl or the opportunity to go get one because of that, it will never be forgotten.
Teams will be lined up around the block.
Oh, no, I'm not saying nobody that his career's over. I'm just saying Packer fans will never forget it. Never.
Wow.
If it looks like he's the reason.
Agreed.
I was also told that Packer fan would never forget Brett Favre trying to force his way to Minnesota and eventually ending up there.
That's a little bit different. But, I mean, time heals all wounds. But if it comes out that the dude, and it hadn't, and I don't expect it to, but if it did, he's the one guy who could not come back from.
No.
Where you don't have to apologize. Like we were talking about Micah Parsons yesterday, apologizing for, catching it. Only person that would ever have to apologize for it would be Aaron. If he tested positive and missed a playoff game.
Agree.
Even though we know that's not the reason. I mean, you can be perfectly triple vaxxed and still catch it, but he has put himself out there. So,
but considering they've been to 2 straight NFC title games, are we considering them the favorites over Tampa? Tampa is the defending champs. Nobody's knocked them out. Tampa's not the favorite.
They're not.
Injuries.
Is Tom Brady? Did he quit football?
Tom's still
just
good.
went in the He just went into Lambeau last year in the cold and beat him.
Oh, he did. No question. Tom is still very good. This is not the same Buccaneers team. They're banged up. They're dealing with what you have to deal with when you're the champ. They've been played. This will be their 17th Super Bowl.
They're 12-4,
Super Bowl this year.
12-4.
Yes, they're a good football team.
And they've lost 2 of their top 3 receivers.
They're not what they were. They're better than the Cowboys. I give them a better shot than the Cowboys. I'm not saying the Bucs are done, but I'm just saying this is the Green Bay Packers to lose. They get to play at home. Looks like the weather's going to be miserable for the foreseeable future. it looks like things are just kind of setting up for the Packers to make this run into the playoffs. And the only thing that could derail this, it feels like, is injury/COVID. They just feel like they're the best team in football. And as we come into a game against Philadelphia, it's good to talk about the Packers because I think McCarthy has known from the beginning of the season that to get to where they want to go, it's going to go through Green Bay. And we haven't had a lot of cold weather games. First of all, it just hadn't been cold, and we play in a big, pretty stadium. This will be an opportunity to kind of unveil what the winter Cowboys team looks like, the winterized version.
And for him, and coaches hate to look ahead, right? But for him to even bring up, I like the fact that we're going to go play in Philly to get a taste of that cold weather, lets me know that he knows Green Bay. Green Bay's at the back of his mind. Like, you know what? I want my team to get that weather shock to shock our central nervous system before we possibly have to. Because Mike McCarthy has let it be known from the gate. His mind is on a Super Bowl. And in his mind, clearly, he feels like, because when you think about the other teams in the playoffs, there's really no other team where you're going to have to go where you have to deal with elements. So saying that, he feel. Oh, go ahead, Pledge. Do your thing. My bad.
Oh, no, I was just letting you know, since you're talking about, the weather and the effect it could play on the game, Mike McCarthy actually did talk about that this morning.
Okay, what did he say?
Absolutely, no question about it. I mean, being part of a winter program, it goes all the way back to the type of players that you try to bring in. We always talked about the surface that we're playing on, and because the most important games are the December games and ultimately the January games. So yeah, definitely, and frankly. When the schedule comes out every year, I actually like the fact that we have to play in the Northeast. Our division games. I don't want to play all 3 of them in December out there, but I think it's healthy for us from a challenge standpoint, the timing of the challenge, because the potential of going north for a playoff game. It's just like anything. We'll have this experience of playing in 25, 30 degree weather. Saturday night in Philadelphia. I think it'll serve us well for our potential experiences in the playoffs.
Translation. I got my mind on the Super Bowl, and I think the Super Bowl leads through Lambeau. That's how I took it. I'm probably reading too much into it.
No, you read it exactly as you should have read it. And this is the weekend, and we're not going to have Tyron, but they're going to have pretty much everybody else. They got to run the football. They're going to have to run the ball against a team that wants to run the ball. They're going to have to run the football.
In cold weather, it's tough.
To run the football. This is the time that you've talked about. This is the team that you've put together. You've got a big, burly offensive line. You got 2 running backs that are both fully capable. It is time to go do it and commit yourself to it, because a couple things involved here. 1, you're dealing with some cold weather, and that's what you're supposed to do. And 2, what better time to practice what you're supposed to be good at than against a team who can do it? So you're going to have to go out there and get it done. And I do think that if I'm McCarthy, I kind of relish this opportunity, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, at least it was a game that didn't really matter.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, so with him saying that, it spoke volumes to me. Like, look, we got aspirations Super Bowl. He said that to us in Oxnard. When Amari Cooper brought it up, he said, I love the fact he's talking about Super Bowl. So, yeah, he knows he's going to have to – if they want to get to where they're going, they're going to have to go through Lambeau. So I like it. I'm down for it. I like the cockiness as long as it's there's some discipline along with it. As far as I don't want 11 penalties to come along with the cockiness.
Now, there you go.
What's up, Flash?
Can you shock the system, as you say? Can you get used to these elements if, like y'all were talking about earlier in the show, they only play a quarter, a drive?
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's not like these guys haven't done it before. They just haven't had to deal with it yet. It's
been over a year.
Well, I think yes, but all those guys have played in cold weather. Some of them grew up in it. It's
just
not
to get the feeling.
But yeah,
just to get the
first
feeling.
shock. It's like that. Like this morning when I walked outside at 4:35 in the morning. Now tomorrow when I walk out, I'll know what's coming. This morning, whoa, boy! So it's I've been in the cold before, but this was the first for a while. And it takes some adjustment. And there's also the little things about your offense. Dak isn't the most accurate of quarterbacks. And when you deal with cold weather and frozen fingers and slick balls, how's that going to affect? So there's a lot of things that I'm glad we're getting an opportunity to do. And again, in a game that matters a lot, but doesn't matter that much.
I'm glad you brought up Dak's accuracy, because McCarthy actually talked about Amari and CeeDee Lamb's lack of production here late in the season. And once again, I don't think it's on Dak.
In the big picture of things, the ball distribution by Dak and Kellen has been very good. But as far as getting it specifically to certain individuals, you're always focused on that, and I think there's timing also plays into that, what the defense does too, and so I'm not as overly concerned about the individual statistics. You like to see all your guys have big numbers, but the big numbers for the overall offense is the priority. And I think that definitely being focused on trying to get Amari and CD more primary receiver routes is really the answer to the question, because you can't always totally just say, hey, I'm going to line up and throw it to this guy all the time. I mean, there's definitely some of those. You have to have some of those components in your offense, and that's obviously what we always do. That's why we spend the time that we do in the game plan process.
I remember, when people would play with T.O. or people play with Randy Moss, and I don't think Amari is here. I'm not saying that, but this is something that could implement. When you were playing with T.O., you're playing with Randy Moss, you would want to get them touches early. This way, now have them engaged in the run block. Now I have them engaged in running the decoy routes. Now I have them engaged just to be leaders, because with those type of guys, when you didn't get them involved early, they just checked out. They would just check out and just be like, spend a lot of the game pouting. So while I don't think Amari is there, I don't think he's anywhere near that. Just to get motion is lotion, get the wheel rolling. Throw him a quick screen, throw him a quick out. Throw him a quick screen to start the game. Throw him a couple of those quick screens. Let him get touches. Let him get involved. Let him feel like he's a part of it. You know, he's the only one that's spoken out about it. I think he does a great job of getting the CD. I don't know why McCarthy's even bringing CD up. CD gets his touches, in my opinion, from what I'm watching. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe the numbers tell us different. But get Amari a couple quick screens to start the game. Why not? He is your highest paid receiver. You're paying him $20 million. Use him.
That's when they said, well, we're not going to throw it to him every time. Well, there's
I don't think you have to.
Would beg to differ.
Damn, Rob. That's a strong point. That's a strong point.
How many catches has Cooper had? He's got 300 catches this year. I think they're force feeding him. I mean, so I think that logic doesn't really fly in there. But I also agree with the fact that,
wow, that's a great point.
Every minute, every game has its different variables, and defenses play a different way. And you can't just say, "Well, we got to focus on getting the guys the ball." But there is this undercurrent of it's never, ever Dak's fault.
Oh,
it's never Dak's fault. It's always, well, the play calling, and well, he's having to check out of it, and well, at some point,
Jerry said people were running the wrong routes.
Yeah, so
Jerry went as far as to say that.
So at some point, and that's deflecting and protecting Dak when you go, well, you don't want to force the ball to the guy every time. They know he's throwing. That's okay if the guy's open. You can throw him the ball over and over if he's open. That's okay. But at some point, somebody's just going to have to say, Dak, throw him the damn ball. Stop checking out of it. Don't stop looking off of him and throwing someplace else. Throw him the damn football.
Ball distribution by Dak and Kellen has been very good.
So are y'all trying to tell me that Dak is kept in bubble wrap? Are y'all really good? Are y'all willing to go on record and say that?
He is coddled. I mean, he has never done anything wrong ever. It's true.
No,
I mean, we've had this discussion more than once. If Tony Romo had the same things happen to him this season that Dak Prescott has, Tony Romo would be drugged through the mud. Drugged through the mud. I mean, there would have been 100 reasons why we lost, and most of them were Tony Romo.
Big facts. So
it's never Dak's fault. And I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I mean, everybody's got their way of motivating their guys, but and I'm not saying Dak needs to be blamed for this, but Dak has never been blamed for anything. We can't even say the word slump around him. We're not even allowed to say that. Yeah. Slump? What's that? We don't slump. No, we're just trying hard. So Jerry defends him. McCarthy defends him. At some point, Dak just got to throw him the ball. Just throwing the ball. And I don't think CeeDee Lamb has anything to bitch about at all. CeeDee Lamb has nothing to complain about.
I don't think he has. That's why I don't know why McCarthy brought his name up. I was like, CD gets it. The only person that has any gripe would be Amari.
But I do think that Amari realizes that when Dak gets desperate, he's not looking for Cooper anymore. That relationship's over. Now when Dak gets desperate, he's looking for 88.
He is. Third and long, he's going to 80. Third and long, he's going to 88.
If he has to
third and
scramble,
long is 88, yes.
His immediate check down run is where's CD? Normally he's in the middle of the field streaking down the middle. That's normally where he is. And that's where Dak likes to go find.
I don't care about him checking away from Amari. I care about him checking out of runs. I don't care what the look is. Like, stay with the run. Like, Amari, we'll figure you out, buddy. All right, you're getting $20 million. You relax. And you're unvaxxed. You relax. We got to keep giving the ball to Zeke and Pollard. I don't care if they're showing you not.
We'll take care of you, buddy.
I mean, we'll get to you.
If I'm Amari Cooper, Amari's got a football brain. He knows what's going on, and I think he's more than willing to sacrifice catches if the run is successful. If you're running the ball and we're picking up 6 yards of carry and we're moving the ball down the field, and you only need me on second and mids and third and mids, and it's I can understand why I'm not getting the ball. But if you're not able to run the ball, which we're not, and I'm seeing tight end, you name the tight end, wide open, and he's catching all these balls. I feel like I'm open and I'm not catching anything. Now I'm talking. I think that's really the issue. It's not about the numbers. It's just if you're taking from me, where is it going? And if it's going to somebody else on the pass game, now I got a problem. If it's passes the flat and Pollard or Zeke running the ball on 3rd and 5 instead of throwing it to me, I can understand that.
Yeah. And even if you're not going to run it, even if you're not going to run the ball, you can do the old Andy Reid trick, Kellen Moore. Brian Westbrook, they didn't run the ball a lot with Brian Westbrook in Philly, but they gave him a lot of quick dump offs that were pretty much runs. And Kellen, we have to remember with Kellen, when I criticize Kellen, the thing I have to remind myself, he's still new at this gig, at being in full control. You know what I mean? Like, I got to give him a little bit more time to develop. But Kellen deserves some criticism. But I have to remember he hasn't been at this for 20 years. But yeah, we got the headlines, right? Or we go to break. What you gonna do?
We're going to break. We'll come back with a 411.
Okay,
this is R&R in the morning. You're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
I'm James Pledger, and the Dallas Cowboys will be without offensive tackle Tyron Smith, cornerback Anthony Brown, and linebacker Micah Parsons when they take on the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow in Philly for the regular season finale. Kickoff set for 7:15, and it's a game you can catch right here on your home for the Dallas Cowboys immediately following the All-American Bowl at noon and the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game in the Alamo Dome. The Texans close out the regular season at home against the Tennessee Titans. Kickoff for that game set for noon on Sunday. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs will return to action tonight, but they'll be down 4 more players due to COVID. As yesterday, Devin Vassell, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, and Thad Young all entered health and safety protocols. The Spurs will be taking on the 76ers tonight in Philly with tip-off for that game set for 6 o'clock. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for River City Oral Maxillofacial Surgery. Dr. Mark Habercorn at River City OMS. If it's time for you to get a tooth removed, whether it be a wisdom tooth, any other tooth, if it's time for you to really consider the dental implants and changing your life there, if you need a tooth extracted, you need facial surgery, I want you to consider Dr. Mark Habercorn. His office is located over at 1604 and I-10, right there at I-10-1604 intersection across the highway, 1604 from Topgolf. A beautiful building, brand new facility. But more importantly, Dr. Habercorn practices there. He's a San Antonian. He lives and works here. Patients drive to San Antonio to come see him. He does not leave the city to go treat patients elsewhere. He practices here, and that means something for you with your pre-care and your post-care when you're dealing with an outstanding doctor and dentist like Dr. Mark Habercorn. It's early in the year. We've got brand new spending accounts. If it's time to get some dental work taken care of, jump right in. They're really ready to help you, but it's in a different way. See, Dr. Habercorn practices medicine, practices his dentistry in a modern way. It's a free market idea of medicine. I want you to consider this. When you last time went to a dentist or a doctor, did you know how much the procedure or what you were going in for was going to cost? I bet you didn't. None of us does. What we pay is what we get, what's left over from our insurance payments, right? And that sometimes comes later. You never really know what's coming. When you deal with Dr. Habercorn in River City, everything is up front. It's menu pricing. It is available to you as you go to their website, River City OMS, right now. I'm sitting there looking at extraction of 4 wisdom teeth with sedation is $1,025. Now, consider that. For those of you that, like me, who have dental insurance, who have had to pay to get wisdom teeth removed, I paid more than that with my insurance. That's why Dr. Habercorn is worth your time and worth the call. Because not only do you get the top flight service, both pre and post, but you get transparent billing. They don't accept insurances. They'll help you file it. But the fact of the matter is, because they don't accept insurances, because they work on a free market idea, they can provide you a lower cost treatment plan than most of the time with your insurance. Consider that. Even without insurance, you can save some money when you go see Dr. Habercorn and get the very best service available. One erupted tooth sedation, $325. Additional erupted tooth reduction, $150. It is on the menu. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. If it is time to have a tooth removed, if it is time for maxillofacial surgery, if it's time for dental implants, do your research and go to the very best. They treat patients of all ages. They're very comfortable with the aged and all the other medical things that you're dealing with when you're dealing with dentistry. Go call Dr. Mark Habercorn. Here's the number you need. It's 210-778-0002. Again, that's 210-778-0002. Their website is rivercityoms.com. Go check out the prices right now, knowing that not only the price is backed up by the top-notch medical care that you'll get from Dr. Habercorn, but they also have payment plans around. I want you to call Dr. Habercorn, to call River City OMS today, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, Navage.
On our first date, we had masks on and kept 6 feet apart. Now we're a lot closer.
Just like Cliff and Deb, thousands of singles over 50 found their perfect match on Silver Singles last year.
I feel like I'm 20 years old again, and I'm pretty sure she feels the same way.
Rediscover the magic of dating with Silver Singles, the exclusive community for singles over 50. Sign up today and receive daily matches you won't want to miss at silversingles.com/radio. silversingles.com/radio.
America's best high school football players are coming to Texas. It's the All-American Bowl on Saturday, January 8th at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Trevor Lawrence, Ezekiel Elliott, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the best of the best at the All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by H-E-B. 2 exciting games for $10 in the lower bowl. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.
When you have trouble sleeping, it's tough. When kids have trouble sleeping,
Mom, I can't sleep. Dad, just one more story?
for nights like this, try Vicks Pure Z's Kids. Our great tasting gummies are specially formulated for kids with a unique blend of botanicals and a low dose of melatonin to support their natural sleep cycle. Best of all, they're drug-free and non-habit forming. Help your child fall asleep naturally with Pure Z's Kids Gummies. Consult with a doctor before use. For ages 4 and up.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack. See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Find your next amazing getaway at the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs, every shape and size. Small pop-up campers to spacious motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and more from South Texas' best dealers. RVing will change your life. Fall in love with the unexpected joy of the No Limits RV lifestyle. Check out a free seminar. Never stop looking for your next big adventure. Discover RVing at the South Texas RV Super Sale, Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall, today through Sunday. Doors open at 10 a.m.
Sports breakfast for your ears. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Don't forget about halftime.
No. Who is this?
This is the Black Keys.
Oh, nice.
Micah Menace will be live at the RV show, Joe Freeman Coliseum. They go by and say howdy to him. I'm sure he's got tickets to give away. I bet he'll have some high school football tickets with some Whataburger to go along with it for tomorrow's big day of football down at the Alamo Dome. As the San Antonio High School football all-star game will get going about noon. Jason Minix will be on the call there. He'll take a little break, jump right back into it, do it's the All-American game first, the high school all-star game second, and then we'll go directly into the Cowboys, a full sporting day that will start off with The Hangover in its return to the 2022 radio waves. James Pledger and Jack Thompson get you going about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so make sure you're dialed in there. Mike will be over at the RV show today, and then Joe and Jason back in studio today at 4 o'clock for the end of their first week of the brand new iteration of the Blitz. But before we go much any further, I know you're jonesing. We know you need it. So we're going to go ahead and give it to you. It's time for the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
Let's go.
All right, we'll start things off this hour with some big news, it feels like. The New York Times is purchasing The Athletic for $550 million. New York Times Company is buying the sports website, the latest move in its strategic way to expand an audience of paying subscribers as newspaper print ad business fades. The Times, unlike many local news outlets, have thrived in the past several years. It's gained millions of subscribers during the Trump presidency and the pandemic, keeping it on track for its previously stated goal of 10 million by 2025. As of the most recent quarter, the Times had nearly 8.4 million subscribers. It has been diversifying its coverage with lifestyle advice, games, recipes, helping it counter pullback from the politics-driven news side of the boom in 2020. They are now in pursuit of a goal of meaningfully larger than 10 million subscribers and believe The Athletic will enable us to expand our addressable market of potential subscribers, said New York Times CEO Meredith Kopit-Levin in a news release yesterday. Although,
props to Athletic. Go ahead.
I'm just going to throw this in there. The Times, it's one of their largest acquisitions. The company spent $1.1 billion on the Boston Globe in 1993 and $410 million for About.com in 2005, both of which were later sold for less.
550. Props to the Athletic. I didn't know how that dynamic was going to work when it's pay to play. But the thing about it, I think what they did a great job of putting people in place that people wouldn't mind paying for. So props to the Athletic. 550 million from nothing. Did awesome.
You ever envision that you would pay for news content?
No.
On
I had not. No.
Or sports content. I never thought I would either.
It's so ballsy because everything is free. That takes guts. Like in this, in the world we're in, when all our news, you just log on to Twitter and you find out, Antonio Brown's been cut, such and such got COVID. You could get everything for free. So
and the business model works.
It works.
It works.
550 million. What'd you say?
Along with The Athletic and The Ringer and those, Barstool, and there's a host of channels that deliver content, whether it be sports and lifestyle or straight sports, whatever it might be. When we hit the COVID shutdown and the economy tanked, The Athletic was one of the early ones that went ahead and went subscription free. They gave you free content there for a couple months, and they got everybody hooked, and it worked.
And because what is the subscription, Rob? $5? Is it $5 a month?
Much.
$6?
Yeah,
it's one of those ones where you're like, you don't miss it. You don't miss it. Like, what's $5? It's a Starbucks.
But if you are an informed fan, especially of individual teams, and they've done a great job of drilling in locally. They do, the Cowboy portion of The Athletic, the coverage we get from those guys, it's as good as you can get anywhere, and it's worth that small investment a month to keep your fandom up. I don't think we thought that was going to be a possible thing. Right. I never thought I would be paying for podcasts, but I have a feeling that before long we're going to be paying for it. Just like we're paying for news.
Long form. It works.
Yeah,
it does.
Moving on.
And it's inside info sometimes.
Yes.
Former 5-star running back Zach Evans announced on Thursday he's transferring to Ole Miss. Evans was the 16th-ranked prospect of the 2020 class and committed and signed with TCU.
Yeah.
Now, he was the kid that came out of Galena Park North Shore. That was the best running back in the country. Coming off a state championship. They go back to the state championship, and he gets thrown off the team for not giving up his cell phone. If I'm not mistaken here. So he doesn't play.
If that's what happened, I missed that. I didn't know
the championship game. And then the recruiting was a mess. He finally landed at TCU, though he was initially signed at Georgia. They cut him. He left Georgia. He goes to TCU. Really didn't make a big spin, although there were some flashes there. If he is what everybody thought he was coming out of high school, this guy is Najee Harris. I mean, this guy is a pro just waiting to happen if he turns that direction. But so far, the returns have been that while everything with the neck down seems to be in working order, the neck up seems to be an issue.
And not only that, you're just not going to get that exposure at TCU. I mean, first of all, you're good that the NFL will find you. But, Ole Miss, I see him working. I understand it. If you can play, you can play. Yeah.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin knows talent. It's just can he translate what was – he was a hell of a back. I mean, this guy was Cedric. I mean, he was everything that a Texas running back should be.
Cedric Benson?
I mean, I'm talking about, he had those kind of numbers and was about to take his team to 2 consecutive state championships. I mean, it
got you.
And every bit of that. And there was a reason why he was going to Georgia. He's that good. And if Lane Kiffin can, get him on the field, might work out.
Well, he was sniffing around Texas until they signed Bijan Robinson.
And then A&M was actually in play, I heard, for a transfer, but I don't think that was ever actually.
It's crazy. These coaches really have to recruit the portal. Like, you got to recruit high school, you got to recruit JUCO. Now you got to recruit the portal. Like,
most staffs now have one guy. Most staffs now have one guy that all they do is focus on portal work. Portal. It's a strange name. It's like they're being beamed from one school to another.
I mean, they basically are.
Like, is it Star Trek?
Yeah. Live long and prosper. Now go to Ole Miss. Moving on.
Wait for college
Headline 0. We still got some. We got another game Monday.
True.
We'll finish things off with a perpetually slow healer. Sources say that Kawhi Leonard could return this season as his ACL rehab is ahead of schedule.
Did that come from his group? If that came from the Clippers, I'm paying it no mind. If that came from his group that played hide and go seek in New York when Pop came and looked for him, then I believe it.
Los Angeles.
Who is this from?
Los Angeles Clippers star Kawhi Leonard's ahead of schedule in his rehab from a torn right ACL, and a return to action this season is within reach, league sources tell Yahoo Sports' Chris Haynes, as he relayed last night on TNT. Leonard has amped up his workload in recent weeks and is looking stronger and stronger, sources say. Heading into Thursday's game against the Phoenix Suns, the Clippers are 19-19, positioned 8th in the Western Conference standings. Multiple players have told Yahoo Sports they're unconcerned about playoff positioning. If the team is fully healthy, they believe they can beat anybody.
If he plays this season, I'll shave my beard.
Yeah.
No way he plays this season.
Both of you?
I don't. No, Rob didn't say that. I said it. I'll shave my beard.
He ain't playing. I mean, you want to make the bet. I can't imagine this. So he hurt himself in what, June?
In the playoffs, yep.
Yeah.
June, you figure? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, 7. No, he ain't playing. It's 9 months. I mean, 9 months to even begin to start. That when we talk to enough docs on enough days regarding ACLs, I personally have gone through a couple of them. 9 months. So we're at 7, and this is a guy who can't even rehab a quad.
So no, 9 months would make it March.
He ain't playing. That's just the beginning. 9 months is when you can start getting on the court and really starting to think you can play. So maybe by May 1, he might. No, I can't imagine a scenario.
Did you see how Golden State's handling Clay? They signed him to like a 4-year deal, dude. He's not touching the court this year, not in a real game.
Especially you could work and do everything and get. We don't know his vax status. We assume he's vaxxed. I don't know. But he can do everything and come back and suddenly test positive and out for another month. I mean, it just seems like, what is the point about this season if you're hurt? We'll wait until we are 100%. And he's a cornerstone of the franchise. There's no rush on this one.
Agreed.
Moving on. But
that's the 411 and a 210.
And show up and do it. Because
I don't want
there's
to see
that
my
other
face. I hope not.
Well, there's that other school of thought. Like, things are so chaotic right now that if you can put together just some kind of cohesive team that can just play together and stay out of the protocols, that you've got a better shot than you ever would have, especially if you're a middling team, especially you're like Utah. Dude, this is it. Go get it, Utah. I mean, you're never going to have a better opportunity than right now. Chicago, go and get it. Stay healthy, because if you're close, you got a better shot than you would have ever dreamed of if there had been no COVID.
Right. Wouldn't it be cool just for home games? Just for home games, like the Spurs come back home, let's say they're still minus 6-7 guys. Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool the big three? Wouldn't it be cool the big three play the game or two?
Well,
because they're all like, Manu is like, he's cycling his ass off. He's smaller than he's ever been. Tim's smaller than he's ever been. Now Tony's got a little Rudy J in him. Tony like to have a good time. Tony like to have a good time. I don't know if Tony can come back. So wouldn't it be cool to see Tim come out and play 10 minutes, 12 minutes?
Well, I think you brought up a valuable thing here. Of all the
just home
we've got 100 different G Leagues types called up so far. With all, and we've also had a Lance Stevenson, a Joe Johnson sighting, I believe.
Dude,
Isaiah Thomas, Ice Cube, and the big three's got to be sitting like, hey.
Come on.
I mean, all y'all going to go get hurt? I got a league I got to run this summer.
When's MJ coming out of the owner's booth?
Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Tim Duncan, Manu. Everybody come play quick 10 minutes just at home.
Sneak got Tim, one highlight left in him?
Yeah, Tim, come give me 10 minutes, bro. That would be
funny
so dope.
Old wide receivers still think they can play. Terrell Owens is trying to come back at 48. Ocho Cinco, if you called him tomorrow, would show up and go play. He'd be there tomorrow. Old basketball players are like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
That money, their retirement money is a little different.
A little bit different. So, you don't. I mean, Lance Stevenson did not need to come back and play. Lance made, I imagine he's probably spent a little bit, but he's made $150 million over his career. There's no need for Lance to come back to play other than the love.
True.
There's not too many of those guys. I mean,
yeah.
You need me? No, I'm not. They know the bounding that body takes. And we're going to put a bow on the show and look forward to halftime. Hang around with us. It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM.
Pride.
Hey, listen up.
Tradition.
Let's keep it going.
Football.
The
NFL playoff picture is coming together. Hear it unfold on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pi customer.
Workers' comp can crush a small business. Every year would jump 5, 10, 15, 20%. Even though there was never any claims. And that's where I was struggling as a growing business.
That's Mike Lozier, owner of Gutter Plumber, a small business in New Jersey. A while back, Mike found his workers' comp costs rising. Luckily, he discovered Pi Insurance.
From start to finish, it was extremely easy. They quickly came back to me with a plan that was affordable for me.
Are you overpaying for workers' comp? Just go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and you could save up to 30% with no hassle or hidden fees. Like Mike, we think you'll be glad you did.
I'm very happy that I moved over to Pi for my workers' comp so that I can grow my company while not breaking the bank.
Find out how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
The match is set. Number 3 Georgia will go head-to-head with number 1 Alabama in the College Football National Championship. Live Monday night at 7. Presented by Ewald Kubota on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
We've got the damn mic. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Welcome back. San Antonio Sports Star. Rudy J and Rob Thompson. It'll be a good weekend. It's been a long week. We get a long weekend of football. NFL getting going tomorrow evening. The Dallas Cowboys. You can catch them right here. Brought to you by Ewald Kubota and AA Best Bail Bonds.
Let me look here at this schedule. So Saturday, Kansas City, Denver. I don't know if that really matters. Cincy, Cleveland, Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota, Washington, New York, Indy, Jacksonville, maybe Pitt and Baltimore matters because Pitt can.
There's something that's going on with the Indianapolis and the Colts and the Jags that could create one of the most bizarre scenarios in NFL playoff history. So if the Jaguars can manage to beat the Colts, then the Colts could be knocked out of the playoffs. And both the Chargers and the Raiders could go to the AFC playoffs with a tie.
Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you, the interim coach for the Raiders and the Chargers coach, would you go to each other and say, let's tie? Would you do it, or would that just not be cool integrity-wise?
Now, I mean, we could split hairs and get into the intrinsic value of goals and winning and what is the ultimate idea of why you're doing this. And if you play to win the Super Bowl, if the only reason you get out on the field is so that your team will win in the last game of the season, then you could justify kneeling down over and over, like both teams, like kneel. Well, then it's 0-0. We'll both go to the playoffs because the goal, that's a step toward our goal. You could argue that. I think it would be a weak argument because the true goal is you play to win the game. And I don't know how you could get around that.
But I would think, okay, so what happens if one of them win the game?
Then I think neither goes. It's something about the tie.
Wow. This is weird. Yeah, no, then I think they would both get in. Yeah, then neither go. Oh, I don't know how it works.
You can't.
You can't do it. I think Roger Goodell would be pissed. Goodell would be very upset.
Now, there's the one thing where you go in intentionally planning on tying. But the more likely scenario is the game is 27-24. You have the ball on the 3-yard line. A tie is a win. A tie, I'm going to the playoffs. Just like maybe a win would mean I'm going to the playoffs. But I can just kick a field goal and tie this thing and not worry about anything. And I can send the guys across the street or across the field into the playoffs too. Or I can put you out of your misery, go for 2 and just end this thing. You know what I mean? That's where the real question would lie.
WWE. I go full WWE. I'm the Raiders coach. I go over to Chargers coach and I tell them, hey, we're going to play, but we're going to tie. So if I go up, then you go up. Like we're going to play, This is WWE does it every night. They play, but it's rigged.
But there's no line.
If that's what I have to do,
it's and Harrah's.
It's my job. You don't touch that. I wouldn't doubt if Vegas takes that game off the board. If Jacksonville would win that game, I would think they would take that off the board. But if it's my job to make it to the playoffs, and that's what this is what it calls, we're tying. And I will worry about the consequences later. I'm tying if that's what I have to do. And again, like we're gonna play like, hey, you score, I score. You score, I score. Then when we get close to the end, you score, and then we tied, and then we're gonna stay tied for 15 more minutes. That's what we're doing. But we're gonna play.
You have no ethical issue with this at all. None. Like this.
That's not my problem.
I mean,
that's not my problem. My problem is my job is to get to the play. Especially if I'm the Raiders coach, I'm an interim. I'm trying to get a job. Maybe they let me keep this job. We're tying.
But it is counter to everything that we teach. That everything you've learned as a player, that you go and you do everything you can to get the W. That's all that matters, not whether the W next week or the championship. The only thing that you should be concerned about is the next play and the completion of this game, and you're there to win the game. And if
that's the NFL's job to fix this. This is a glitch like in 2K when the guy just glitches. This is a 2K glitch that the NFL will have to fix, especially if the Chargers and Raiders decide to tie.
Well, there is that little matter of Jacksonville figuring out a way to stop Jonathan Taylor and beat the Colts, but I guess it's probably more plausible than not.
But Jacksonville's not winning, so we won't have to worry about it.
It would make for some interesting Sunday afternoon viewing. Interesting viewing.
It would make for great Monday radio. So I'm rooting for that to happen.
Mike Jimenez is live out at the RV Super Show out at Joe Freeman Coliseum today for halftime. Make sure if you're going by, go by and say hello. I'm sure he's carrying some tickets. This, what would you make? What's your go-to meal? Is kind of got some traction. I see Michael's tweeting that out as well. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of discussion there. Don't forget, Joe and Jason will take you into the weekend in prime style as the Blitz will get you going at 4 o'clock.
The national championship game is Monday night. Hi, I'm Jason Minix.
I'm Joe Reinagel, and we're taking the Blitz on the road for the title game. Join us from 4 to 7 at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road.
Of course, there is no better place to watch the game than at the Roo Pub. So pregame with the Blitz. Meet Joe Reinagel, and we're going to stick around and watch the game.
Hey, the Blitz with Jason Minix and me, Joe Reinagel, Monday at the Roo Pub for Bama versus Georgia.
We'll see you at the Roo.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if